ITM centre part of the section.
Well, it's all about Clayton Daly holding on, and that is all. It looks like it's going to be a big over-rotation. Oh, it's a mess down.
No mai haere mai, and welcome to Taupo International Motorsport Park for the opening of the 2023-2024 Repco D1NZ season. Stephen McIver, Stephen Mahori and Tony G in the house for this one. Man, we've seen Kazuki Nagajima win Pro Sport. Now we look at the start of the season. Can anyone knock off Bangadan, Steve?
Well, if there's one person, you said Pro Sport at the start, and that is Case Pullenbury. He stepped up yesterday. He got himself into the top two. He was leading for a time. That is my pick this season.
Yeah, remember Cody Pullenbury's brothers around there. Taylor James, the top qualifier. All right, get back into commentary. Welcome to Tony G to the commentary team, mate. Speedway background, loves his drifting. So tell me, what are you looking forward to this season?
Well, I think Taylor James has had a second place in 2000. He's had a second place in 2023 last season. He's had a third place in 22 as well. Can he get to the top step? I hope so. I think that's what I'm looking for.
So in other words, for you, you put your house on Taylor James?
Well, I don't want to put my house on it, but I hope like hell that he gets there.
All right, mate. Welcome to the team. Go and follow Steve the Truck.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephen.
All right, there we go. So, Tony G, Steve the Murray, and all the crew about to bring you the opening round of Repco D1NZ. It's time to get the smoke show underway, so let's bring it.
Well, let's bring it. All right, this is the D1NZ, brought to you by Repco. This is Taupo. This is round number one. We've just seen our top 24, the first battle just off screen. I can tell you that Sean Potros went through across the nose of Adam Davies after his mistake, but now it's time to set ourselves up for the next battle. There's Bangadan out there. Limitless Tyres. RHP Reed and Harrison Performance. It's Clayton Daly going up against Andy Donoghue. It's an LS7 versus an LSX. 700 horsepower versus 700 horsepower. Tony G, welcome to the show. Welcome to the commentary box. Ready for our first battle of the day.
Oh, absolutely super excited to be here at Taupo International Motorsport Park for the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Wow, what a season we're looking forward to. Massive, massive. The pros are out on track. Let's get it on.
Let's get it on, all right. Let's see what he can do. It's his first time into pro. This is Clayton Daly in the RHP Reed and Harrison Performance Limitless Tyres Supra. Let's see what he can do as he drops the power of the LSX down. It's Andy Donoghue trying to close the gap as they come through into the centre section. This is Taupo. This is round one.
Andy Donoghue showing some really good proximity. Oh, he's made a mistake, as I just say that, through down the ripple strip in the middle of the Dale ITM centre part of the section.
Well, it's all about Clayton Daly holding on, and that is all. It looks like it's going to be a big over-rotation. Oh, it's a mess down here today. This is Taupo at round one of the Repco D1NZ.
Wow, Andy Donoghue, he did put a wheel off through the middle, which is only a minor deduction as far as the judges are trying to check that out. Clayton Daly doing a really good job out front for the majority of that run, but just at the very end there, over-rotating on the final turn.
So I guess one of the things that they're going to look at is who caused, was it on his own? So of course it's the lead driver's responsibility to maintain drift.
So,
We watched this Dale ITM replay.
And Clayton, yeah, doing a really good job getting right out to the wide part of the initiation. That's where Andy Donoghue closes right up on the gap, and he'll run almost a straight line. He did keep it drift there and a bit of angle.
Okay, one thing to look at, Tony G. He maintained his drift.
That's it. And that's the over-rotation there from Clayton. A little touch of the nose from Andy Donoghue. Obviously not the cause of that incident. And managing to hold on to that drift, I think we'll see an advantage to Andy Donoghue there.
So Andy Donoghue, why do we think it's an advantage? Because he didn't come out of drift when he came through. Yes, he went and gave himself a massive disadvantage coming through the centre section.
But being a chase car as well, he did actually have that one wheel off. Look at the beautiful day here in Taupo. Run us through that.
Oh, it is definitely very, very hot out here on track, probably behind the steering wheels of these cars. A 23-degree high, it was a 12-degree low. With a wind speed, well, it looks like it's dropped over the day. It was about 15 kilometres an hour earlier on. Today, right now, about 11 k's.
So the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, we're in the top 24. We're sitting on the left-hand side of the grid. We're looking for someone to go up against Conor Halligan very soon in the top 16.
As we work through the heat haze, and we'll get them through onto the first or the second pass. It is the right price S14 of Andy Donoghue. Andy working through, look at the heat haze as he comes through and switches. It's an aggressive switch as he makes his way through into the centre section here.
And Andy Donoghue's put a nice gap on Clayton Daly as well. So with the advantage after the first part of the battle, he's looking like he's in control of this as well. He swings out wide in the final corner. He'll tuck right down into the inside clip and wash wide to finish off his run. Andy Donoghue.
Yeah, comes through to finish, and they will head back on into the pit lane, where we will find out who took the win. Tony, talk us through.
So there's the replay there, Andy Donoghue. So he was nice and wide where the judges want him to be on the start. A little shallow on the first outer clip there, but yeah, there's the gap that you can see on screen between Andy Donoghue and Clayton Daly. The sound of those LS engines roaring through, and a real good strong finish too as well. So let's see how tight that Andy managed to get down. There's an inside clip. You can see the blue and orange cones on the inside. And
yeah, well, they come through to finish that lap there. Thanks to the team. The replay is brought to you by Dale ITM. We're obviously going to go down to the grid. We'll work out who took the win. We're both expecting that Andy Donoghue on the right-hand side is going to take it. Let's go to the result. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, and JT Wharedo. Who's it going to be? And 3 strikes in the form of Andy Donoghue. He takes the win.
And Mr. McIver points to Andy Donoghue in the right price collision, number 23, S14 LS powered. He'll go through into the top 16. He'll take Conor Halligan on in the next battle for him. Next out on track, we'll see Jordan Joyce and Calvin Clark.
Calvin Clark, of course, behind the wheel of a car that, well, he's not necessarily used to. One that comes from the mighty Chicken Man from EFI and Turbo in the Manawa 2. So it will be Jordan Joyce. It's a Nissan Silvia versus a Mazda RX-7. It is 2JZ versus an LS. It's an S14 versus an FC RX-7. 870 horsepower. I think they're lying at 570. Anything the Chicken's got has to be over 900. Prime avocados on the side of the FC RX-7. It's the elite performance on the side of Jordan Joyce's S14. Jordan Joyce, the higher qualifier, will lead out for the first of these battles. Let's see how he goes.
So Jordan, big initiation around the outside of that white line in the box. There's a bit of a gap opened up between him and Calvin as well. Calvin a little bit shallow as he goes through the centre part and down into the Dale ITM dipper. And Jordan Joyce, big smoke machine from these high horsepower monsters as they come around final turn. And Calvin Clark sitting back there a little bit down on power as the stats show. And that comes through as the gap as well.
Yeah, certainly gets gapped at the end, so that's going to put in a massive advantage in the way of Jordan Joyce. Let's have a look at the replay. So they start the lap off, Tony. Nice standard action for these two here, but this is where the shallowness and of course a lack of track speed for the trace vehicle.
Yeah, so the little bit of lack of proximity there for Calvin Clark there. He's trying to just close that gap right up and he's trying to shallow his line. And unfortunately Jordan Joyce, plenty of grip there from those Volino tyres.
As he comes through to cross the line. Advantage in the form of Jordan Joyce. He is the lead driver. He will go into the chase position this time here. So they make their way back through to the start line where they'll go to the hands of, well, let's have a look at the battle tree. Link top 16, Taylor James will go up against Sean Potros. Jeremy Slammett versus Sam West. Conor Halligan will go up against Andy Donoghue. Dave Steedman's going to get a pass through. Case Pullenbury the same. James McManaway versus Brodie Marr. And then Cody Pullenbury a pass. Same with Luke Fink. We are still in top 24 before moving through into the 16.
So absolutely beautiful day. Mount Tohara in the background there. Beautiful backdrop for this race circuit here. Taupo International Motorsport Park. Second part of this battle between Jordan Joyce and Calvin Clark. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 1.
And it is round 1, number 1. It is the final couple of battles in the top 24 before we go straight to the 16. It's the Prime Avocados FC of Mr. Calvin Clark, who leads out, and look, he's already off track. Jordan Joyce, what's he going to do?
So, yeah, Calvin, he managed to keep it in. It was only one wheel off by the looks of that. So, Jordan Joyce needs to get back up and close that proximity. He has got the advantage, so he can probably keep it a little bit conservative as he makes through the end part of the run into the final corner.
And they come through to finish this lap off, and I think that should be enough to see Jordan Joyce take the pass through. And no doubt, oh, look, he's straight on the brakes. Jordan's already swatting flies out the window. Let's have a look at the replay. Talk us through this one here. It looked dicey.
Yeah, so yeah, Calvin Clark there pushing the Prime Avocado's RX-7 quite wide. It looked like it gripped up a little bit before it ran off track. It's one part off there, so he came off it as he came off the track, which is really good. So Jordan Joyce managing to hold a drift in behind, and then Calvin Clark still pushing that RX-7 right through. A little bit of a correction there. You can see it on the steering wheel as he makes it through the final turn as well. So Jordan Joyce just hanging back enough to make sure that he gets safely through with the advantage after the first pass as well. And he's a little bit happy there. A couple of bangs on the roof to his crew as he drives past them on pit lane. We go down to pit lane now. Speaking of, right-hand side, Jordan Joyce in the 333. Left-hand side for Calvin Clark.
Well, the man that used to spend a lot of time in the same seat that you are, he's just come through. He said, well, he could call that rubbish. Jordan Joyce takes 3 strikes. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, and JT Wharedo. Slam dunk for Jordan.
All right, that's the left-hand side of the tree. Top 16 sorted for the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship Round 1. Here we look over to the right-hand side of the tree. Who's going to go up against Case Pullenburry at the top of the right-hand side?
Well, there's one man out here, and it's very nice to welcome him back. I used to call him Drift Santa. He's had a shave. Mag and Turbo on the side, along with Achilles. It is Bruce Tannock. He is back in that RB32. It is an S13 with 800 horsepower. He's going up against Michael Thorley in the NZ GT Radials Valvoline 180. Of course, the higher qualifier will always start on the right-hand side of the track. The higher qualifier in this case being Bruce Tannock.
Yeah, so Bruce Tannock coming in P15 for their qualifying yesterday, and Michael Thorley, he got 18th position. That will put them up against each other at the top of this case. Pullenburry driving very well. He held on to the #1 qualifying spot for the majority of the day until Taylor James came through and ruined the Pullenburry 1-2 at the end of the day.
Hey, James, certainly very, very good at ruining people's day when it comes to drifting. Let's see what's going to happen between these two drivers as we go down to the hands of launch. Master Willie, this is the Repco D1NZ Round #1 Taupo International Motorsport Park. Bruce Tannock in the Rocket Bunny. S13 Mag and Turbo out of the mighty Waikato on the door. He's going up against the NZ GT Radials 180. It's RB versus RB. It's Bruce Tannock versus Michael Thorley.
So Tannock carries some good speed and good throw. One wheel over the ripple strip there, which is only probably going to get marked down just a little bit. Thorley, though, getting lost in the smoke back there. He's going to pop through, try and close that proximity up and take a shallow line at the final corner. He's washed wide there.
And washing wide is going to throw an advantage in the favour of Bruce Tannock. I am Hope on the roof of Michael Thorley's car. Of course, you can text DRIFT to 469 to give a donation to I Am Hope.
So we'll take a look at the Repco replay here. So Tannock a little bit shallow on the entry there, not quite as wide as the judges want him to be, but he happened to actually get himself back online, so runs the ripple strip there a little bit, fills the nice outer zone there, and then washes nice and wide. He's a little bit shallow on the outer there, but no, he filled that really nicely in the end, and then a real good line as Thorley washes wide, and Tannock, there's the inside clip, nails that one perfectly, and comes through to finish the run.
Big rolling burnout on their left-hand side of the track to finish. As we'll head down so a great crowd here. See the rookie James Jeffrey sitting in there. He had a fun pro sport round #1. Olive Grona drift team, they're sitting down there as well, getting ready to watch their man out on track. Second half of this battle ready to come out as we watch Bruce Tannock leading the way. He will swap positions. It'll be Thorley's turn this time. Michael Thorley will take position on the right-hand side of the track. So, of course, they come through, they start the lap. They've got the leader must go on the right-hand side of the cones.
In the hands of Launchmaster Willie down there. He's going to set the cars off the second half of their battle. Michael Thorley and the NZ Hoses against Bruce Tannock. Great to see him back behind the wheel of a drift car.
Well, let's see how these two go as they get ready for the second half of their battle. So, Michael Thorley, they start the lap. It's an inside clip here before coming out to an outer zone. You'll see that 180 set himself up. Again, it's an outer zone at this point here, bringing nose back down. We see an outer zone on the right-hand side before, again, bringing the nose down for the left-hander. Inside clip, motoring up to the final turn here. Starts from the outside. We'll see the car start to arc the nose back down. He's got an inside clip at this point right there where those two cones are. A big rolling burnout on the left-hand side of the track. That was a nice clean run by Michael Thorley.
Yeah, absolutely. I spotted a little mistake. I'm not sure if you caught that one, Steve, on the way through. There was a bit of a big correction as Tannock came down through the right-hander.
Well, let's have a look now. Of course, replays brought to us by Dale ITM.
And there we keep an eye on Tannock there. There's the big correction, almost a straight line. He had to maintain the drift, but he needed to close the proximity up at that point. He lost a bit of ground on Thorley. As Thorley, as you called it, came through on his lead run, very clean. And Tannock, another little correction there as well as he hesitates to come around that final corner. So,
well, it generally comes down to mistake versus mistake in this situation. That was a really solid lead run, though, by Michael Thorley. Yeah,
by both cars.
Well, we head down into the lane. We're down with Stephen McIver. What's it going to be? Is Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, JT Paredo. Thorley goes through.
So Michael Thorley in the 180, NZ Hoses. Bruce Tannock, welcome back.
Well, Michael Thorley, of course, 750 horsepower. I'm sure that's low. I don't know many people in the D1NZ that have got horsepower that low.
Yeah. So next up is, what have we got, Fanger Dan there.
So this is, of course, the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D. That thing running the Coyote V8. It is Fanger Dan Woolhouse versus Jaron Olive Kroner. Jaron in the Lexus RCF, he's got the 1GZFE, that is the Lexus V12. It's essentially the same as the Lexus V8 with extra cylinders in the middle. He is only producing 1,000 horsepower, but I can tell you that that thing there is as good for 1,400 horsepower as you're ever going to get. Parts Trader NZ on the side of Jaron's car, an engine by Hartley Engines and Motorsport. Jaron Olive Kroner, it's his first time back, but he's going up against a 4-time New Zealand Drift King. Fanger Dan Woolhouse, he is the best of the best, and he's still here doing it. He's won 4 championships. He equals that with Gaz Wider. Has Jaron got anything he can throw down at Fanger Dan? Is Fanger Dan going to do what Fanger Dan does? We're about to find out as they motor their way around. This is round 1 of the Repco D1NZ. This is Taupo International Motorsport Park. Let's get the power down for Fanger Dan. He suffered steering issues yesterday, didn't post down the lap he wanted to, but the big man looks like he's getting that car ready. Here comes Jaron Olive Kroner, though, as they come through and set the car up through the centre part of the section.
Yeah,
Fanger slightly off.
Fanger Dan doing what Fanger Dan does, like you say, a real solid lead run coming down through the section. He's gone right out wide there, but he's going to cut down and get that inner clip amazingly. Oh, a little wheel off there, puffle of dust, but
well, that should still be enough for Fanger Dan Woolhouse to, of course, just let the judges know. I might have had a bad qualifier yesterday, but I'm here to party. Let's have a look at the Dale ITM replay. Fanger Dan leads from the front.
So big sharp switch there as he goes in through the initiation around that white line that we haven't been able to see just yet, but a great fill there on the outer zone, and then sort of washes out wide there, fills that just nicely.
By Jaron Olive Kroner coming through the centre section as they try to close the gap. You can see the car just arcing off, bringing the nose back down. Yeah, okay, he hit the inside wheel there, but it comes down to mistakes versus mistakes. A great drive so far for Fanger, but also amazing to have Jaron Olive Kroner back. And of course, we've got the mighty Flamingo on the side of the door. The car, certainly one of the best looking cars that we see in the D1NZ. Here is the head-to-head. We've got a Ford Mustang versus a 2021 Lexus RCF. It's a V8, and it's a big horsepower V8, but that 1GZ made by Hartley Engines and Motorsport, Nelson Hartley, he is the absolute genius that builds incredible chassis. Chassis it is, sorry, motors. RTR versus RCF, it's 550 horsepower. I think that's telling a few porkies, maybe 650. Who would know? They like to keep that one close to the chest. It's Castrol on the side of our champion, our 4-times champion. It's Century Batteries on the other side. We come back down to Launchmaster Willie, and we are off to set them free. So down into the left-hander. It'll be Jaron Olive Kroner that'll set the pace, that'll lead the way. Part straighter on the side with Lexus New Zealand, 1,000 horsepower versus 550. Here we go.
So nice big wide arc for Jaron Olive Kroner through the initiation there. It makes him a little bit shallow on the first outer clip as they go through the second turn down through the Dale ITM part of the section.
They come through and it will be Jaron Olive Kroner that leads up back up into the final turn. You will see Fanger, lots of angle. He came through in there fast and he's going to try and get on the door. Who is it going to be? What a drive by both of them, ladies and gentlemen. This is the drive of a 4-times champion, and this is also the drive of an incredible driver back in the D1NZ after a couple of seasons off. We'll see them hook a hard left, but we'll go straight through to the Dale ITM replay. Let's have a look at how these two drivers go.
Yeah, so you can see how wide Jaron Olive Kroner goes in the initiation there, and he actually ends up running over that ripple strip somewhat, fills the outer zone nicely there. Fanger Dan right behind though, keeping the proximity relatively good. And there he throws into the final turn, big angle to dial off a little bit of speed for Fanger as well. Both of them down to that inner clip just nicely, and then nice proximity as they roll across the line. Good battle.
A great battle as we go down into the pits, and we will see these light drivers line back up. It is Jaron Olive Kroner on the Lexus on the right. It is Fanger Dan Wilhouse on the left, the 616 versus the 12. And 1, 2, 3 strikes. Fanger Dan smokes him.
So Fanger Dan takes the win, goes through.
Fanger will be happy with that as we'll send the cars back into the pits. Fanger, he's got the thumbs up, he's happy, and of course great again to see Jaron back.
Man, that thing's quick up the hill, man.
Did you hear that? Man, that thing's quick up the hill.
I underestimated it. I was like, rolled around, I was like, oh yeah. Whoa, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, that's great, isn't it? Some live driver chat from inside their cars. And Danny Wilhouse, he'll get Cody Pullenburry in the top 16. Now we'll go through to the final.
So at the moment we've got a buy run. It is the Roofing Industries FC of Adam Camplin.
So Adam Camplin was meant to be up against Kurt Blackie here. Kurt Blackie unfortunately had some engine troubles in Wolfie, the 86. And so Adam Camplin, he just needs to initiate. Doesn't have to do the full run from what I understand. He manages to get through and he's just going to put on a show for the crowd that are here as well as you on TV at home. Welcome along Sky Sport, Foxtel and motorsport.tv across the land.
Getting the sport of New Zealand drifting out and about. So that again was a buy run, giving these drivers an opportunity to just essentially enjoy the track. So we'll see Adam Camplin head back into the pits. I can tell you, if you were battling, Adam, you won.
So he'll grab Luke Fink in the very bottom of the right-hand side of the bracket. We move into the top 16. So this is the best 16 drivers for round number 1. It is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. And what a beautiful day. Look at that Mount Tauhara in the background.
And the grass is certainly looking green out there. A great crew here enjoying the sights and the sounds of New Zealand drifting, the best of Aotearoa. And also great to see in the Pro Sport Championship a couple of Southerners joining the ranks. In the Pro Championship, of course, we've got a couple of drivers from all over the show. We've got people from New Caledonia. We've got people from Australia. This is the D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Taupo Motorsport Park Repco bringing you the action.
So a great crowd here sitting up there on the stands enjoying the sights and sounds of D1NZ Taupo.
Well, it's a great afternoon here in Taupo. We can see the pros just getting ready to go out drifting. The pro sports getting loaded up onto the trailers.
And a fantastic sight out there in the pits as well, those transporters.
And of course, it's almost time for top 16. They are getting ready as we get ready to send them out onto track. We've got so many drivers ready to go.
Look at them lined up there. Sam West. Looks like Dave Steadman there as well. Here comes the battle tree. We'll take a look at that, how it sits for the top 16. Link ECU, top 16. Taylor James, Short Potros go ahead. We've got Jeremy Slammett, Sam West, Connor Halligan, Andrew Donoghue, Dave Steadman, Jordan Joyce, Case Pullenbury will get the bye through. We've got James McManaway, Brody Mayer, Cody Pullenbury will take on Fangadam Woolhouse, and Luke Fink and Adam Camplin.
Of course, that's going to bring us through into the top 8, which is sponsored by Mimico. Huge shout out to the team from Mimico in Mata Mata. It's going to be a fun day here. Taupo International Motorsport Park. And of course, a huge welcome to all of our viewers on KO and Motorsport TV. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful summer day in the beautiful Taupo International Motorsport track. This is Taylor James leading the championship after qualifying. Case Pullenbury sitting in second from Cody Pullenbury. Those Pullenbury brothers are quick. Connor Halligan, Luke Fink, Jeremy Slammett, James McManaway. Those 3 are the JDM guys. We've got Steadman, West and Joyce. That is the top 10 currently in the championship.
Taupo International Motorsport Park in the central North Island of New Zealand, where the sun is shining and the temperature has started to go up the wick a bit. It was 23 degrees. I reckon it's a little bit hotter right now. And top qualifier over here, Taylor James. 96.7, I think, was the qualifying score. That must have just blown your head.
Yeah, it was good, eh? We're sort of struggling, not with car setup, just sort of figuring out what the judges want and that sort of stuff. But yeah, managed to throw it together for a run and it paid off.
I think you're first up, so I'm going to get out of your way and keep moving down the line. Go get him against, I think, Sean Potros you're up against. I think we've got Sam West here. Sam West, yeah, like practice day, you were humming and you're in the top 16 already. You must be feeling really good about this.
Yeah, not too bad. Car's feeling good and I'm feeling pretty good, so we'll go out there and give it our best shot, yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling about the weekend?
Oh, always good, mate. It's good to be here. All the boys are, you know, it's good to get along with them, so we'll go and hunt Jeremy's door, I think.
All right, go get him, mate. Where are we? Oh, Steve, didn't you win this event last year and on your birthday? Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, you did, yes.
So, it's not your birthday this time though, right?
No, it was Adam's birthday last time, but that's okay. We can have some celebrations anyway.
Okay, so how you feeling?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, we've made a lot of changes to my car in the off-season, and it's feeling really, really good, so looking for a repeat for sure.
All right, go get it, mate. Good to see you back in Repco D1NZ. Connor Halligan, bit of a surprise packet, but his car looks magnificent. Kaplan tries to run me down. How you feeling, bud?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. A little bit tired. Had a big week trying to get here, but got a pretty good sleep last night after qualifying, so ready to go.
All right, where's Sean Potros? I can't find Sean Potros anywhere. He's first. Sean, you're the first. I'm coming. James McManaway wants me to talk to him, mate. I think you're the first battle up, aren't you?
Yeah, against Taylor James.
You ready? How you feeling?
Yeah, good. Had a top 24 with Adam Davies and he had a spin, so we got the win there. But yeah, the track conditions changed a little bit, but yeah, we had to put on a show. The Valino tyres are definitely putting on a smoke show for us. So,
well, mate, you better go commute and get ready, okay? we want to keep the smoke show going. Better go back to James McManaway. He looks filthy at me. He said, "Oh, why are you talking to me? Because Luke Fink. Everybody talks to Luke Fink. He's right here." But we'll talk to James. How you going, mate? You both running the same car today?
Yeah, I blew the pink one up yesterday, so we're both now in the backup car. So.
Yeah, but at least you can't face each other, right?
Well, paper, scissors, rock if we do.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Hey, mate, it's good to have you. Luke, come on back. I think last saw you in, what, 2022, was it?
Yeah, look, I had a bit of a mishap there, I guess.
Nah, it doesn't matter. You're back, mate. You're smiling. You ready to bring the smoke?
Absolutely. As long as it's from the tyres, we're happy.
Yeah, we'll take that, mate. Good to have you back. Where am I going? Who am I got here? Where's Michael Thorley? You make it through, didn't you, Mike? I just put you through, didn't I?
I'm just sitting here for fun. Yeah.
No. Don't be like that, Michael. It's very early in the season.
It is. No, we got through past Tannock, so yeah.
we're ready to go.
All right, Jeremy Slamet's waiting. Hey, mate, nice to have you back. How are you feeling about the Soupy?
Oh, very, very good. Did a very good job on the qualifying yesterday. So we went on to a bad run for top 24. Little of damage on practice, and the boys from JGM managed to fix it. So now we're just going to send it.
Well, you look ready to go, man. You are uber prepared. Hey, we've got another Aussie in the house too, Brody Marr. He's a boy from Tassie, and he's actually he's got pollen problems. Have they gone back yet since we talked to you this morning?
Jeez, you're really running with that, aren't you?
Running with it.
Is this normally the weather here? Like, I'm sweating away.
Oh, don't be like that. Are you excited about joining Repco D1NZ?
No, absolutely. We're bringing a little bit of heat into this kitchen with me and Luke in the series this year. But yeah, big shout out for Dudley for letting me use the car. Let's bring it.
All right, you bring it now. Where's Jordan Joyce? Did you make it through? Did I double check that you made it through? Yeah, you did. Right down the back, and then we'll hustle up. I'm sure I'm getting told we need to start racing. Mate, good to see you back, mate. Cars look great.
Yeah, no, we did good this year. Coming off a MSC challenge, coming second. Me and Sean are out here driving the Valino tyres this year, and we're here to put on a smoke show.
You know how to put on a smoke show. Come on, Tony. I think it's time we started running, because I'm sure the boss wants the show to get underway. Who am I lost here? Where's Andy Donahue? Where is he? Where's Andy? Okay, missed him. Where's Andy? Oh, you're Andy. Over here. Come on. Okay. Getting all sorts of things in my ear. Hey, how you feeling, mate?
Yeah, not bad. It's cooking out here, though. This bloody sun can turn itself down anytime.
Mate, stop complaining. You're in Repco D1NZ, all right? Now, I'm not going to put up with that anymore this season. Adam Camplin, looking fly, my friend.
Yeah, mate, we got the Ref Entries FC hooked up now, so no more issues like we had last season. Got a bit of Darren Kelly's secret sauce in there, so yeah.
Oh, the secret sauce. We won't talk about the secret sauce. Now, Case and Cody, the PB boys, personal bests. You look like you've just come out of Saudi Arabia, mate. It is hot.
Yeah, it's hot as. Yeah, bring on the battles. Let's go.
Are you excited?
Yep.
You're going to take your brother down?
We've got to get to the top 4 first. A lot of good drivers to get through before that, but yeah, let's hope. Put on a show.
Come on, put on a show. Okay, the big young boy steps up. Case, how you feeling, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, the course civil construction 14's feeling good. Yeah. So.
All right, did you look a little more excited, mate? You've qualified P2.
Oh yeah, it's just nerves, little bit of nerves.
That's good. That's good when a stick a microphone in your face. That's good. All right, boys. I think you've got your cars. There's one more I've got to get, which is Fanger Dan. I know. Boys, get in your cars. Come on. We've got battles to run. I'm not here to slow things down. Come on, boys. We want to get going. So you can stop looking at me and get your cars ready to race. Just one more, Fanger. Oh, jeepers creepers. Champ, can you go 3 in a row?
Oh, five.
Oh, how many? I know you've got 4 in a row, mate.
Oh yeah, 3 in a row. No, we're just here to have fun, mate. And yeah, we've actually struggled this weekend with a few power steering problems, and qualifying wasn't our best yesterday.
No, it wasn't. But you were worried about racing a stock car, weren't you?
Oh yeah. So we're back after we finish here tonight. We'll straight back over to Rotorua for the Superstock charity.
I just love how you played out. We had a few problems, then you go and carve up. Go get him, mate. All right, there's Fanger Dan, your defending champion. Could you guys get in your cars and start hustling, please? Because we need to get this smoke show underway. And there's a lot of people. Hello, everybody. You can wave if you want to. Yeah, there we go. All those drift maniacs up there ready to go. Hey, Steve the Māori, I've run out of breath. You might want to pick this up, pal.
Well, I have got you. Of course, Fanger Dan mentioned about something to do with stock cars. Tony G, you know all about that because it's at your whare, TWS Paradise Valley Raceway tonight. Valvoline bringing us what?
Yeah, there's the Valvoline charity meeting. It's a great cause going for the Starship Foundation.
3 drifters in there?
Yeah, there is. There's Fanger Dan, the 4 times D1NZ national champion. He'll be there. Cole Armstrong, he'll be there. He's a 2-time D1NZ national champion. And Darren Kelly, 3-time D1NZ national champion. So seeing those guys along with the other names of the likes of Andre Heimgartner, Richie Stanaway, Ryan Wood, he was going really well last night as well. Hayden Padden. So great.
After you've watched this, and if you're in the Central North Island, maybe you should head across there and shout out to Sonia Hickey and the team there at Rotorua Speedway, Paradise Valley. But this is the D1NZ, brought to you by Repco. This is round number 1, Taupo International Motorsport Park. Of course, the next meeting that we've got coming up here at the park itself is going to be the historic Grand Prix. That one there, I think it's on about maybe the 18th, 19th and 20th of January. And of course, you can see the mighty Formula 5000s. We'll see the best of the historic, and of course it will be the first time we're going to see the CT Frock drivers. We'll see Greg Murphy, we'll see lots and lots of drivers, including Craig Lowndes. If you want to see the man that took care of the lap of the gods, he's going to be here. He's over obviously Racing Speedway tonight. We've got Perkins, there's so many others. Supersprint.co.nz. This is the first round of the Formula Regional, the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship. Got it. All right, we are seeing the cars heading out on track. These are the best pros in Aotearoa. They're the best pros in New Zealand, and there's some amazing pros from Australia, and one of the great ones from New Caledonia. Here is Sam West going past our shot, Dave Steadman. In behind Steadman is Connor Halligan. Behind Halligan, well, who's that going to be? It doesn't matter. There goes Brodie Marr. You can see them all lining up. Are you excited for this one, Tony G?
Oh, super excited. It's absolutely great. I've said it once, I'll keep saying it again, to be part of this commentary team this weekend. It is the Repco D1NZ National Driving Championship. We're going top 16 very shortly. These guys have got strapped into their race cars, some big horsepower machines. They've got their safety gear all lined up, so we'll send them out battle at a time. First one up, Taylor James, your #1 qualifier, sits there at the pit exit with Sean Potros behind him. And
no, it's going to be a great day of drifting here in Taupo International Motorsport Park. We've seen some of the best drifters in New Zealand, as I said, going head to head. We've certainly got Taylor James, a 96.7 yesterday, one of the best drifting laps that we've probably ever seen in the D1NZ. We've seen some big ones, the Pullenbury brothers.
Yeah, it was Pullenbury. It was all about Pullenburys before Taylor James came along and ruined the Pullenbury party as such. We thought we were going to see a brotherly 1-2 at the top of the qualifying.
Well, there's the brotherly one too. Of course, this championship is full of bros anyway. Here's a few of them out on track. Leading the way, of course, is the man you just mentioned in the top spot. That is Taylor James. And behind him, Sean Potros. Then we've got Jeremy Slammett. Out of Tauranga is Mr. West. And then, I don't know if that's McManaway. We'll find out if it's McManaway or Luke Fink. Shout out to everyone watching Luke Fink from across the Tassie. Here comes the two Pullenbury. Course Civil on the side of those guys there. And these amazing brothers, amazing family, certainly doing their best to put their stamp on the D1NZ Championship. This is the Pro Championship, the first one of the season. Our second one is in Nelson in, when is it? Is it February? I think it's Feb. I don't know. There's Cody. He's like, I'm ready to go.
He's looking pretty relaxed there, eh? Just getting that safety gear on, of course, that's paramount in these race cars, drift cars.
And you see all the safety gear on them. They have 5-point harnesses. They've got, obviously they have to run a head and neck support device, so they use anything from a Hans device to the hybrid devices that you see from Simpson. But this is our first battle of the day, and it will be the man with 2NZ, Forever the Bridesmaid. This may be his year. If I'm going to call it, I'm going to say it is RB34. That is an incredible motor, 1100 horsepower. Taylor James out of Tukurua. And then, of course, we've got Sean Potros in a 2JZ. It's an S15 with 800 horsepower, a short scrub for the CWR John Ray Insurance machine.
And Sean Potros in the Elite Performance S15 2JZ, powered out of the mighty Naki.
High qualifier will start on the right-hand side. We're going to go down to Launchmaster Willie. This is the first run of the top 16. Smith Industries as well on the side. The man from Taranaki.
In the hands of Launchmaster Willie.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, send. Launchmaster Willie lets them go. Taylor James will take the outside. Head around the outside of the codes. He'll start plucking gears before sending himself into drift. And it's an inside clip that he starts with before washing the car out to the right. He comes through and switches as he comes down through the Dale ITM, the centre section of this Taupo lap. A big switch, and you can see an outside line for Sean Potros.
Yeah, Taylor James putting on a massive switch as he goes real aggressively into the final turn. Massive smoke show from Taylor there, and Sean Potros right there, proximity at the end as they come through to complete their run.
Sean Potros possibly a wheel off coming out of the final turn. We're obviously going to come and check out the replay. Tony G, talk us through it.
So you can see how much grip Taylor's got dialed in. He's up on 3 wheels as he goes through there. The car just bouncing and bobbling over the top of the hill and filled the outer zone nicely. He does manage to shallow up a little bit there. 1 wheel over the ripple strip and fills out his zone, but there's where he gets very shallow across the bottom of the hill. Smoke show there And a little bit of a correction from Sean Potros in the chase. He's shallow, trying to just close up that proximity. He drops a wheel as he goes through that last inner clipping point as well. Taylor, yeah, for the most part, a pretty clean run.
One of the things to look at between this track here and some of the other traditional motorsport circuits that we have around the North Island is I know that Taupo is pretty bad on tyre wear, and I saw a little bit of testing earlier on in the week from one of the other classes. They'd normally do 200 kilometres on that class that I was watching, only 150 here. Is tyre wear going to become a factor? Because I know the Velinos, they go so far.
Well, something that the cameras aren't showing is that actually the entire turn one, or actually the final turn of the drift section, has been fully relayed here. So I did have a speak to them about some grip issues. We go back to the second half of this battle. We'll go back to that in a minute.
Well, let's go and see what happens with Sean Potros repaying the favour from the lead position. He will get that elite performance. Nissan out into action. The 2JZ under the bonnet. It's 2J versus RB, and Sean is setting down a really solid lap to start as he comes through the centre.
Well, Sean, he's shown how much pace that 2J's got under the bonnet of that S15, and Taylor James, there's a bit of a gap open up between them. Actually, he's going to have to go shallow through the final corner to close up that proximity.
Well, it's possibly, again, the same as what we saw in the first part of their battle, possibly a wheel drop from the chase car. We're going to go through and check it out on the Dale ITM replay as watch the drivers entering for the first time. This is Sean Potros in the lead.
So Sean Potros as well, showing they get up on three wheels. Massive proximity there, real close from Taylor James. And that's where the gap opened up a little bit. Yeah, Sean Potros, he took off on him there. But same thing again, we see him run across the inside of that ripple strip through the bottom of the hill at the Dale ITM part of the section.
Now we're going to look at the white car in there. We're watching the inside wheel at this point here, and bang. There's a little dirt turbo, just comes through and hits it right over there. Should have three-wheeled it, should have run a little bit softer suspension in the rear, and he would never have touched it. Easy to say, easy to say.
Oh, good day to James Jeffries sitting up there in the stand on screen.
Well, let's go down and see if there is a result. So I know they're running Velinos now on the Elite Performance team. New gearbox on the way for that car on the left-hand side, Taylor James. We're going Hollinger. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did actually know that.
Well, here we go. What's it going to be? The result comes through. Sean Potros gets 3 strikes. He's going through.
So knocks off the #1 qualifier.
Let's go down to Stephen.
James.
Hey, Sean, congratulations, mate. You just knocked off the top qualifier for first run.
Oh, yeah, that's a good feeling after the qualifying. Yesterday wasn't my best. Was hoping to do a lot better than that, so make it up in the battles now, I hope.
Go, get ready. All right, top qualifier gone, man. You're upset on round 1. Tay, I'd like to say you're pretty peeved about that.
Yeah, pretty gutted, eh? Just full send on my lead and just used too much tyre and just, had nothing left on the chase, so got left a bit, eh? But that's what it is. We'll be back next round, eh?
See you around 2 Nelson, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Well, it's time now for the next battle, and it's going to be Sam West in the Jason Overs Builders 180, who's going to be chasing down the JDM Supra out of Mondor, Nouvelle Caledonie, Mondor in New Caledonia. It is Jeremy Slamet. He's the higher of the 2 qualifiers, and look at him go. This is, is it 2J or is he an LS? I think he's an LS up front, isn't it, versus a 2J? Oh, look at the proximity. Oh no, the big issue for the Sam West 180, and Jeremy Slamet is going to have a massive advantage moving into the second pass of their battle, and he's gone off. Something has gone wrong.
So Sam West, he's done plenty of laps around here. He's been a great qualifier and in competition format as well. He's had some very good results. We'll go back to have a look at the Dale ITM replay.
Okay, let's have a look at the rear car. Great job up front. We know he holds his drift. What happened to Sam West?
So he's looking really good. He looks to bring, it's almost 2 wheels off the track there.
Well, we come through and there it is, a massive straight line.
Yeah, just fully out of drift, and Jeremy Slamet just pulls right away. So it was lucky he lost a bit of proximity to Sam West there, and he was trying to close it up in the second. Yeah,
I think there's a chance maybe he's broken something up front. Hey, something also to note about Sam West's crew, which I think is incredible, all-girl crew.
Ah.
All right, let's see what, again, we'll have a look from another angle. So did he go over the ripples and break something?
Is that what the problem was? Is it something? And then, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it as he comes back through again.
Because that car does not take the turn. As he comes through up here, he's going good, and then all of a sudden, massive push. The car, it's almost like the wheels have gone right, the front right's gone right, the front left's gone left.
So all sorts of problem in the front of that, yeah.
No major vibration up front. And he's obviously come back, so we're going to say that the suspension side of things is fine, the steering's all right.
So advantage Jeremy Slammett in the JDM racing machine. Launchmaster Willie sends them off for the second part of their battle.
Well, work to do for Sam West out of Tauranga. JOB Jason Overs Builders on the door of that machine. JDM, a new team member for the JDM crew out of New Caledonia. Jeremy Slammett, he'll have an international viewership, hoping that he does really well out on track.
So Sam West coming through the second part of his lead run, and I mean the car's showing like it's got no damage whatsoever. It's looking like a real good solid lead run this time. Tucks and snows down to the last inner clip there. Jeremy Slammett though right there in the JDM Racing Supra.
And Jeremy Slammett will say merci beaucoup, I'll just take that one.
Coming to us from New Caledonia, we'll look at this here. Yeah, good initiation from Sam West there over the top of the hill. Jeremy Slammett, he's right there and closes up the gap. They both run over, so the lead car there running across the rebel strip means the chase car can also as well. Good smoke show from Sam there, but there's Slammett comes through the smoke cloud and some good angle from Sam West. I don't think he's done enough though to close the advantage down.
Well, I come through to finish. It should be enough to confirm that Jeremy Slammett moves through into the next round. And what is the result going to be? It's Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter and JT Wharedo. Jeremy Slammett will take the win. There we go. Stephen McIver saying, well done, you've got this.
Get the feeling Jeremy Slammett's pretty happy about that. Another upset on the day.
I'm so happy. Like the JDM racing team helped me so much getting the car back to the track. And yeah, we managed to take the win. Just like a quick second to thanks all my sponsors. So obviously JDM racing team, NZKDAB, EFI and Turbo for getting the car on point every time. The mod shop, and as well as some people back home like Numeka Kairi, that even following me from back home, so big thanks guys.
Bro, you're going to be here later, okay? We love all your sponsors. Go have some oxygen. We've got a show to run.
We've got a show to run. We've got a show to run. And one person that's putting on a show is the man that comes from Taupo, leading the way, Connor Halligan. Connor Halligan in the second of the JOB Jason Overs Builders machines. It's a 1.5 JZ powered Nissan S14 up against the biggest horsepowered S14 I've seen in a while. Of course, right price on the door of Andy Donoghue.
So we'll go back and take a look at the first part of this battle between Andy Donoghue. So there, Connor Halligan, nice and wide, local guy from Taupo here. Gets some good angle. Andrew Donoghue, though, right there in proximity. But yes, big. Actually, almost had to reinitiate, did Andy Donoghue. So it's going to be a big advantage to Connor Halligan here. And he, big wide arc, tries to tuck. He's a good 1.5 meters actually off that inside clip around there. But the straight line from Andy Donoghue right in the middle of the Dale ITM part of the section.
And that's why we have multiple sets of eyes on the on that one there. I missed that one there.
Yeah. Jeremy Slammett was thanking his sponsors.
So more than 20 years of D1NZ drifting. And of course, one thing to note is that in our judging team for this round, we've obviously got the first ever D1NZ champion. JT Wharedo. Andy Donoghue, this is the story of the tape. It's Nissan Silvia versus Nissan Silvia. LS7 versus 1.5 JZ. It's an S14 versus an S14, and I think he's lying about 700 horsepower versus 700, but of course a 1.5 can make that.
Absolutely.
2J would have made 200 more. And it's a whānau affair out here as well. Good to see the hats on, the earmuffs on, and the guns out.
So second part of this battle between Andy Donoghue, Connor Halligan. Advantage Connor Halligan at this stage. He'll be chasing Andy Donoghue down in the second half of this battle. Run us through this one, Steve.
Well, they'll be side by side as they enter into the first turn here in Taupo. And it's Andy Donoghue's turn. You see, look at how quick Connor Halligan tried to jump on that bumper. But what he's done is by doing so is he's actually lost off and scrubbed off a bit of speed. That's allowed the proximity to extend as we see Andy Donoghue heading back up to the top corner.
So Andy Donoghue got a good lead over Connor Halligan here. He's got a lot to do though, or he's going to wash out wide. I think he's missed that in a clip by some space. And Connor Halligan has managed to keep it straight as well. I think the advantage, the spotter would have given him the heads up that there was a straight line by Andy Donoghue behind him, I'm sure. And we'll take a look back and have a look. So you can see that line there that Andy Donoghue was on the outside of on the initiation. The judges want to see them out nice and wide. And what that does is open up for the chase car. Of course, that means that Connor Halligan at this stage has actually fallen back enough. Good chase by Connor Halligan in the circumstances for him with the advantage that he had. Andy Donoghue trying to do everything he can with the best lead run possible. But yeah, it looks like he did miss that inner clip at the very last part as well.
Well, they come through the finish back onto the front straight here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. And we'll be into the pits to see who's going to take the win. All right, Connor Halligan, Andy Donoghue. We've got Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter and JT Wharedo. Connor Halligan is going to get the win.
Oh, Stephen McIver with the graphics there. We'll bring down to see him.
Arrow flies.
And he'll have a chat with Connor Halligan.
Hey Connor, congratulations. Well played, through to the 8.
Yeah, thank you. That was not my best work, but we got through, so.
Not happy with your chase?
No, not really, but it wasn't too bad. I think the track's a little bit slipperier than this morning, actually, so. But that's right, work on it.
Gotta go.
Yep, so it is.
Gotta go, says Steve McIver. This is Dave Steadman who's leading the way at the moment in the Repco Mimico S14. It's the RB, and that's a mistake in the final turn. We're gonna have to look at the what happened with Jordan Joyce in this situation as he came through. It looked like a pretty clean run. I think Dave possibly had the advantage coming through into that final turn. Was that a mistake by Jordan Joyce? Was that caused by Dave Steadman? Let's have a look at the Dale ITM replay.
So nice, good bit of anger from Dave Steadman on the initiation. Jordan Joyce had a good bit of proximity to start with, and then having to run over the ripple steps. It's about this point here that I think Jordan Joyce washes wide, and they see a bit of a dirt turbo pop up behind it. Is at least one wheel off, and then he tried to slow it up and pour on the angle as he's closed right up onto Dave Steadman. Dave Steadman though out front with a great lead run on that qualifying line. He tucked in nicely, and look at that three-wheeling going up over the hill.
So Steadman, of course, he was last year's round winner here at Taupo. Knows his way around. He's been in the Pro Championship for probably about eight or 9 years now. Three-wheeling it, as you mentioned. But what happened? So it looks like he might have just buttoned off quickly. You can see how much angle he's trying to give. When you put in the angle of these cars, it will actually slow it down. And I think he knew he had to try and gain back that proximity. He was at a deficit. Had to do what he could do.
So Jordan Joyce with a lot of work to do in the second part of this battle.
Well, let's have a look at the second half right now. 333 on the door. It is Jordan Joyce Elite Performance versus the Repco Mimico S14. Dave Steadman will go into the chase position. Let's see how they go as they kick it into life here. Round 1, turn 1. This is the D1NZ Pro Championship. Jordan Joyce comes through, snaking through that centre section here in Taupo, run that inside line. Clean, but is it enough?
Yeah, Jordan Joyce is going to have to really do something special here, but Dave Steadman nice and solid here at Taupo. Like you mentioned, last year's round winner, and he's done a great job in the chase position there. Really good lead run, though, from Jordan Joyce. Not to take that away from him as well, as he pumps it down over the line and down the start-finish straight here at Taupo International Motorsport Park.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. So we come through and we can see three-wheeling. It just looks so amazing out there.
So yeah, Dave Steadman, look at that. A little bit shallow through there, but he needs to close up on the proximity on the lead car. And look at that, yeah, really good lead run.
When we talk about it three-wheeling, and one of the reasons why it's doing that is because they have got the stickiest tyres that you can get in New Zealand Drift right now, which are the Velino tyres, and these things are insane.
So the final battle on the left-hand side of the tree. We're looking for a winner between Jordan Joyce and Dave Steadman. Jordan Joyce on the right, Dave Steadman on the left. The three judges look to give the result, and green lights, all three of them for Dave Steadman on the left-hand side. Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, JT Wharedo all say to that. We'll cross down to Stephen with Dave Steadman at the pits.
Why are you huffing and puffing?
Oh, that was tough. It's been a while since we've been on track, and yeah, it was a real scrappy lead, so pretty stoked to get that win, actually.
We'll leave it at that, because we've got the smoke show rolling, baby.
Yep, you got it.
Right, we're going to move across to the right-hand side of the tree now. Case Pullenbury up against Michael Thorley.
Well, let's have a look at the battle tree so far. So, of course, we've seen how they got there right now in the Mimico top 8. We've got Jeremy Slamet, Sean Potros, Connor Halligan versus Dave Steadman. Case Pullenbury is going to get himself a pass through. It's going to be James McManaway versus Brody Marr to challenge him, and Cody Pullenbury and Fangadan Moorhouse are going to go up against each other to see who goes up against Luke Fink. That will go into the top 8 by Mimico before heading to the Allied Petroleum top 4. This is round 1. This is one of the drivers that finished 2nd and 3rd. The Cody Pullenbury, Case Pullenbury, the Pullenbury brothers. This one here is a bye run because of his qualifying position. No, it's not. I've been wrong before, and I guess I'm wrong again.
So Michael Thorley taking the win against Bruce Tannock in the top 24. So he would go through against Case Pullenbury for this battle in the top 16.
Okay, so Bruce, so there we go. We've got Bruce Tannock against Michael Thorley to see who would go up against Case Pullenbury. We've obviously got Michael Thorley in front of us now, which means that it's Case Pullenbury that it was going up against. So here we go. This is the battle between Case Pullenbury taking his first step up into pro. This guy here with the Core Civil on the door, a 2JZ under the bonnet. He won every round of the Pro Sport Championship last year. He only missed out one round on getting the top qualifier. It was a perfect season, and this looks like the perfect start for the Go Loco brother in the Core Civil 2JZ. He is a specialist sim racer that managed to switch it off into the Pro Championship. Now put your hands together for Case Pullenbury.
Well, Case Pullenbury, he got the 2nd place in the qualifying yesterday, held onto it from almost the very start of the day right through to when Taylor James took that off from him, and now he's showing why exactly he deserved that and the Pro Sport win last year. As look at that initiation, runs the left-hand tyre around the outside of that box, and Thorley with a little correction behind him as well. Big smoke show, good angle from Pullenbury in the Go Loco. Geez, look at that. He just fills the outer zones completely, perfectly almost. I mean, no one's absolutely perfect, but Case Pullenbury showing you can get extremely close. Tucks down into that inner clip for the final corner as well. What a lead run. Michael Thorley could not keep up with him.
So we score out of 100 in the D1NZ now. It was in 10. Lack of angle maybe by Michael Thorley, but look at the angle that we've got from these from Case Pullenbury. Now, one of the things that I noted is that between Case and his brother, they got 397 scores yesterday. Of course, we working on the rules of averages now, and as we go through the season, we will teach you that. But he's the real deal. Well, it'll be the 2nd pass now. GT Radials, NZ and Valvoline on the side of Michael Thorley's RB powered 180. It's 2J versus 180, but it's Nissan versus Nissan. Oop, we think we've got the wrong one there with Bruce Tannock. That's okay. We can talk about Bruce as well. He's got an RB32 and he's pretty incredible. We've seen him welcome back into the D1NZ. Let's see what Michael Thorley can do from the lead position. He's going to have Case Pullenbury right on the back bumper. Of course, Michael Thorley sponsored or assisting I Am Hope, my apologies. And you can text Drift to 369 469. I'll find it out actually. Don't text it.
So look at the proximity that Case Pullenbury's put on Michael Thorley there. Michael Thorley put in a great lead run as well. That line's been really good for Case to chase. Look at that. They both tucked down in the proximity there. So it looks like, to me, that Case Pullenbury will grab that win. There was it wasn't quite a straight line, but a little bit of reinitiation, a big correction from Thorley in the early part of his chase. We'll shoot back to look at the replay, thanks to Dale ITM. So the 3-wheeling there from the 180. Geez, those drift cars look good coming up and over that hill on the initiation part. And Pullenbury, they're allowed to run their inside or front wheels over the ripple strip to gain proximity and sort of mimic the front car. Big angle poured on there for Thorley out front. Case Pullenbury, oh, little wheel off there actually, inside wheel from Case on the final corner. Might be a slight deduction.
Well, we'll head down into the pits now and we'll see who is going to take the win. Is it going to be Michael Thorley? Will it be Case Pullenbury? Let's go down to the graphics and see what the judges have to say. I don't know which way it's going to go. I'm assuming in the form of Case Pullenbury. Let's go down and have a chat.
Okay, so you said before you were nervous. Nerves gone, because I've got to say, that chase was epic.
Yeah, that was mean fun. That was cool. The nerves are shaking a little bit now, but yeah, that was mean. That was cool.
Your first full Repco D1 runs out of the way and you get a pretty impressive win. Go and enjoy it, but there's a long way to go.
Yeah, long way to go, one battle at a time, but yeah, we'll give it a hiss, yeah.
Well played, mate.
Well,
So-
the nerves are gone, he says.
Yeah, well, he's on those 265s. He spent a bit of time on those at Mad Mike Summerbash just a couple of weeks ago, and certainly coming to grips here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. It is Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. The next battle, James McManaway and Brodie Marr.
Brodie Marr out of Australia, McManaway. Well, he's certainly been there before. It's the 32, the little criminal 32 that causes the stir. And look at the speed of it. It's taken about 300 horsepower more than the last time we saw it, which was at Bay Park. It'll be the home of the grand finale again. As we see Marr get sideways, almost over-rotating, but loses drift. James McManaway will certainly need to hold on to the steering wheel and get himself through. He will finish his lap off, but oh, what happened to Brodie Marr? He's happy. He's happy.
So we'll take a look at the Dale ITM replay and dissect that run up a little bit. James McManaway there on the JDM Skyline. He comes up over the hill. Even the Skyline's getting up on three wheels. Brodie Marr there doing a great job mimicking the line of JDM. But this is it here. He just washes it right out. Yeah, trying too much to fill out that outer zone with his rear wheels, and it over-rotates as Jay McManaway there powers away to the final corner. Big arc there for him. A little correction on the steering wheel as he dives right down to that inner clip and washes wide to finish his run. And a bit of a bang on the roof there. He's excited. He's stoked to get that through. It's going to be interesting when they get through to the final four if they both make it through. McManaway and Fink driving the same car.
Well, I don't know which way you'd go. I think Luke Fink would just wheel. Oh, yeah, we can see that.
Yeah,
and of course, the ripple strips, these guys are going what is essentially the incorrect way onto the track. This is a perfect track in this direction, but when we see the Seaton Frock cars and stuff going around there, they go in the other way. Now, the ripple strips are in the favour of the opposite direction. So if you hit those the wrong way, you could over-rotate just like we saw there.
That's it, yeah, those ripple strips, they're really nasty. They're so aggressive. They're actually a lot higher than they appear to be on TV. If you manage to ever get yourselves out onto a racetrack, have a look. They're a good 100 mil, 4 inches we're talking, when you're running them backwards, and you think of running just basically a car into a 4-inch curb.
Well, it's always fun to watch. Okay, let's have a look and see the second half of this battle. It's Brodie Marr out of Tasmania going up against Mongrel McManaway, as we see already three-wheeling it through. McManaway trying to close up that gap as they come through the centre of the track.
So Brodie Marr, he's getting a good lead run on there. McManaway, he's normally one of the, he's over-rotated going into the final corner. He's managed to gather it. It's going to tuck right down. So, there's a little bit of a, did McManaway almost lose grip? True, yes.
As we come through and watch the switch, Tony, it comes down to this position here. Has the lead driver.
So dials on the angle big time. Watch McManaway in the background as well. He dials on the angle, and then that's the bit there where he's going to have to, the judge's going to have to make a decision there.
Now, one of the things I look at with this one here is as he's come in, the car looks like he's going to over-rotate. It was in the wrong place. It wasn't a chaseable lead maybe it might have been for us to watch it, but we're not behind the wheel of the car in second place. If you watch as he comes in there, he was hard on the handbrake trying to lock it up because he thought he was coming through for contact. Are the judges going to think that, or are they going to say something different?
Yeah, well, like you say, from McManaway's position, he's going to see an over-rotate. He's going to have to try and think he's going to pull out a drift because he's going to go around. So some deliberation from the judges upstairs. We have Brodie Marr from Australia on the right-hand side, James McManaway on the left-hand side.
Let's have a look and see what the result is going to be. And it looks like it's an OMT maybe. Going again.
So one apiece as Stephen McIver shows each driver. Brodie Marr and James McManaway, they'll go back, change some tyres. So we head on track. Cody Pullenburry, the other of the Pullenburry cars, warming up the tyres.
Well, Fanga Dan, he's going to do everything he can not to get to a speedway meeting tonight. There's no possible way that he's ever going to throw a thing, so you're going to see the hardest chase, the hardest drive right now. He's had one of the worst qualifying results. He mentioned to me yesterday. I went through to Rotorua to see some of the speedway meeting that he is at this evening, and he said, Steve, I think that's possibly my worst result I've had in 20 years of drifting. And I said, yeah, and you're also a 4 times champion, and you're still around because you never give up. And to tell you what, this man here on screen, scrubbing the tyres, he never gives up. He's got Castrol on this one door, he's got Century batteries on the other, he's got RTR and CTB looking after the best interests on Tri-Ace tyres. Our 4-time New Zealand Drift King.
So yeah, Fanga, he's not used to going through the top 24. Most certainly that's uncommon ground for him, but he did manage to get his way through Jaron Olive Krona to get himself into the top 16. Cody Pullenbury is the first victim he's going to try and claim on his way to the round 1 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. The Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, top 16. We're on the right-hand side of the tree, bottom half.
Well, it's going to go down to the King of the Indians. It is Launchmaster Willie, who says 3, 2, 1, send. Cody Pullenbury, the high qualifier. He qualified 3rd yesterday. His brother qualified 2nd. The power of the 2JZ up against the mighty Mustang. How are they going to do it? As Fanga, that was a slow transition into drift, but he's going to come down. Watch it. Oh, the angle of Fanga Dan Woolhouse. Watch out.
So Cody Pullenbury leading out Fanga Dan. Fanga Dan, big angle as they come through. It's bouncing up and down and on 3 wheels as he goes through. Tries to tuck it into that inside clip. Geez, there's a lot to look at on the replay of this one, Steve.
Well, there certainly is as they come back down onto the front straight here at Taupo. Round 1 of the D1NZ Pro Championship, certainly putting it on. Let's have a look at the replays, brought to you by Dale ITM.
So Cody nice and wide around that line, but yeah, Fanga Dan, we're going to have to take another look at that initiation from Fanga. Pause on the angle, and Cody running through the inside ripple strip, throws it hard into the final corner and some good angle. A little bit of correction on the steering wheel as he tries to tuck it down to that inside clip. Fanga Dan there, proximity not the closest for it, and when we're talking in Fanga Dan turns. So let's have another look here, Steve. We see Cody's nice and wide on that outside line, and yes, it's almost has to grab the handbrake.
Now what they're saying here is that the lead car has crossed over the white line that's in the centre there. That's what they're looking at right now. The lead car crossed over the white line. Now he didn't give Fanga the room to get into drift. That's what they may be looking at. That's what they might be looking at. I mean, it's an assumption, but I'm a great judge. I mean, 11 years in the sport, I am amazing at making the right call. There's only my call and the wrong one.
So that'll be nice. We go back to that deliberation word. One of the judges have to think about that. Joel Counter, Andrew Redwood, and Jairus Wharedo JT in the hot seats upstairs. The hardest job in D1 as far as I'm concerned.
Well, let's see what Fanga Dan can do from the lead position. Our 4 times New Zealand Drift King. Oh, listen to the roar of V8 muscle, the power of 2JZ, and see the difference between the startup for both of these drivers. Fanga went right around the outside of that white line, but he's absolutely set up in the smoke show that is Fanga and a Mustang. He is absolutely dancing and prancing that car around, and look how far he backs it in, and big issues for Cody Pullenbury. He pulls out of drift. What has gone wrong?
So something's happened for Cody Pullenbury in the chase there. We lost him in the smoke as far as the cameras are concerned. What has gone wrong for Cody Pullenbury there? So it looks like there might even be a bit of a recovery. We go take a look at the replay thanks to Dale ITM. Now Fanga Dan, we talk about those ripple strips being high. He initiated out on those ripple strips, fills that outer zone really nicely though. So see if we can see what happens to Cody here. He comes through and he's definitely run that left-hand front wheel, and that's where he started straight lining. So
pulled out of drift at that point there. Of course, it's up to the lead driver to continue on their drift. We know that he's done that with, and Cody, issues for him.
So we're still on the right-hand side of the top 16 tree, just the one battle to go after this one. There's the recovery truck on the Pullenbari car. It's the 236 of Cody. So dare I say, it's probably with his finger down in pit lane, and probably swinging his way.
Don't have the result yet, bud. Oh, no. Yeah, I know.
That's no good, eh?
I'm not going to try and call things or anything like that. It's not my place, but...
Just get a good shot of the Century Batteries Castro Edge Commodore, you know, and...
Oh, Commodore, is it?
Oh,
wow. Wow, those boys at the Blue Oval will be loving you right now.
Sorry, it was the Castro Edge, man, that threw me off. But yeah, no, the Ford Mustang is absolutely humming. You know, they fixed the steering. The boys, you know, I can't thank them enough. Yeah, it was so stressful yesterday, you know, like knowing that, you know, we come out of winning a championship and, you know, we've had like 3 power steering failures in our off-season. Just doing like, you know, summer bash and
Okay, you're starting to make me feel sad. I want to cry. You're through. You go through, okay? You're through, baby. Awesome. Go and wipe the tears away, have a wee drink, and we'll see you in the next round.
Well, I just messaged Cody Pullenbari. I said what happened, and he said, Steve, it's the E-throttle has stuffed out. So that's what caused the issue there for Cody Pullenbari. So, of course, big shout out to the team from Ford. Obviously, the names on the side of Fanger Dan. I've got you, Fanger. I've got you, bro. CTB Performance. If you want yourself an amazing Ford, go, especially a performance version. RTR, you got them all. It is time to welcome back to Aotearoa the grumpy man that is Luke Fink. He's going up against Adam Camplin. If you want to see insanity, he's about to lead about. He's got supporters across the Tasman and Australia, and they want their man to go well. Let's see what this souped up R32 Skyline can do. Sheeby on the front, Sheeby right for Luke Fink.
So Luke Fink there in the JDM Skyline. This is the backup car for the JDM racing team, and big handbrake drag there for him as he slides in. Some good angle through to the final corner, cuts into the bottom for that inside cut. And that car doing overtime as they didn't get the proper car ready for him, the 180. And James McManaway's losing something earlier in the weekend as well. And we shoot to the replay thanks to Dale ITM as Luke Fink, good initiation, fools Adam Camplin right there. The proximity great, he loses a little bit of space there. So more angle from Luke Fink, more smoke. And fills the outer zone again nicely. Adam Camplin, he's right there, but a great lead run from Luke Fink, grabbing all the clipping points that he needs to. Pretty good chase from Adam Camplin as well. And look at that big wide initiation, exactly what the judges are after. Camplin was looking on for a real tight, close battle. Shallows up a little bit to close that gap up. And that's a great battle from the drivers here. It's the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. We are on the final battle of the right-hand side of the tree. We see Luke Fink there, cross through to finish that run. Adam Camplin, he'll be happy with that chase as well.
Well, they come through and finish off. We've got the last battle of the 16. We've got an OMT, I think, there as well, don't we? Well, that was Luke Fink. Adam Camplin, we get ready to go back to the second half of the battle. Look at him go. George from Inspire You Media, one of the best FPV drone pilots in the world. Let's see what the FC can do from the front. We've got the R32 in behind. Luke Fink is going to start knocking on the door.
Well, Luke Fink was a wide initiation behind Camplin. They're trying to keep the line exactly where he needs to be for that. Runs the ripple strip. Oh, big dirt turbo for Camplin. Looks like only one wheel off though. So minor deductions there as Luke Fink closes the gap right.
Oh, look at him go. And Luke Fink's, he's got his hand out. He's like, come on, you ran me out of space. We got to look at the tail end of that one there. He's happy with what he saw anyway. Let's have a look and see what happened at that point there. So we'll go straight to the replay. Luke Fink sets himself up. Nice, solid run by Adam Camplin. Adam Camplin still on track.
So it was a very interesting initiation from Luke Fink in the chase there. He was right out wide.
As we come through Everything's fine there. Now, massive right rear wheel drop at this point here. What happens here for Luke Fink?
So he drives up, tries to close up that proximity, which he does. He gets past the A-pillar of Camplin. Now, in driver's briefing,
Okay,
they were saying...
Yeah, so far offline.
Yeah,
Camplin.
He was offline, but the chase car is meant to follow the lead car out, yes?
Yeah, but the lead car should be setting a qualifying run. Now, he's so far off at that point there that that's probably what's happening when it comes into Luke Fink. He's like, hang on, I'm following you, but you're not even on your line.
Yeah.
That's what Luke is thinking. Look at that smile from Luke.
The car's got to go, doesn't it? It's got, the car's got to get ready for it one more time.
Like he's been a car. He looks more like a Civic than a Skyline.
So, deliberating from the judges upstairs as far as the Luke Fink and Adam Camplin battle goes.
I think we just leave Luke standing there. Go on. Come on, judges.
And of course, yeah, like we say.
Look at his dance move. Yeah, that's Michael Jackson right out there. All right.
So double duties for that R32 Skyline. And yeah, it's shot off and James McManaway's grabbed it. So still waiting on the judges?
If I was Luke, I think I would have just hit him.
So we'll take another look if we can, as the judges have another look at the replays as well.
So the judges, of course, this season have got their own replay system, I understand. So they're watching one. We should do the same. Okay, what are they looking at?
Yeah, look at that initiation. It's really wide from Fink, but he follows Camplin really well through the first outer zone. A little bit of a correction in behind from Fink there. Good lead run, runs the one reel. That's where one wheel goes off for Camplin. And then, yeah, just offline, just couldn't get down to
Let's look at the line of Camplin.
Yeah, it's very wide, isn't it?
Camplin's team is saying, stop talking about it, Steve, stop talking about it.
Yeah, okay, I'm just waiting, like everybody. I'm a very patient individual. Adam, Luke hasn't got a car anymore. Because, of course, he's sharing with young McNamara. Is it McNamara? No, it's McManaway. Yeah. Hey, it's a long day. Stand in the sun for you, all right? Actually, what happens if you guys meet in the four? Have you guys decided if you guys come up each other in the four? Oh,
Rochambeau.
Yeah, mate, I wouldn't have a clue what that is. Paper, scissors, rock?
No, you stand now, I kick you, and then you kick
me.
Last man standing.
Mate, I know where to kick you straight away. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We'll take a wee break, come back. Oh, hang on. Am I throwing to a little thing called a commercial break?
Here we go. I can tell you what's happened. We've got a one more time. So we've got Joel Counter and JT say, and then it will... You know what? Let's go up and do exactly what Stephen McIver said. We'll be back shortly. The D1NZ. Well, welcome back to everybody on KO and Motorsport TV. Welcome along to everyone who are here at the track. This is Taupo International Motorsport Park. This is round one of the Repco D1NZ Pro Championship. See the team there. Big Ray, nice to see him out there taking all the happy snaps there. Drift Corp hat on as well. He's one of our official photographers. He also won the photo of the year. Also see another D1NZ Pro driver from last year. Of course, David Hunter out there. Link ECU. Let's have a look at the battle tree.
So as it sits, the Link ECU top 16, it was Taylor James versus Sean Potros, Jeremy Slamet versus Sam West. Sean Potros and Jeremy Slamet go through to the top 8 and they will come against each other. Connor Halligan, Andrew Donahue, Connor Halligan took the win there, and Dave Steadman against Jordan Joyce. Dave Steadman took the win, so that's the left-hand side of the tree, the top 16 of Link ECU. We go through to the other side, Case Pullenburry and Michael Thorley. Case Pullenburry takes the win. James McManaway in that car with Brodie Mayer going one more time, as well as Luke Fink and Adam Camplin going one more time. So it's the same car. There's going to be some interesting things here. I don't know how this is going to all play out, but Cody Pullenburry and Daniel Woolhouse, Fanger Dan Woolhouse, going through into the final there, top 8 there. So the top 8, the Mimico top 8, as we see them from top to bottom. Jeremy Slammett, Sean Potros, they'll come up against each other. And we're going Connor Halligan against Dave Steadman. Case Pullenburry still looking for the ONT, and Daniel Woolhouse still looking for the one more time. So here comes the first of the one more times. James McManaway is this time in the JDM Racing R32, and Brodie Maher making their way out onto the circuit.
So Brodie Maher, of course, from Tasmania. He, I think, won in 2021, the Australian Championship, runner-up in 22.
Yeah, I think if I grab a comment from one of our Facebook lives yesterday, we will also have
excuse me,
have him in first place in some Australian Championship. So that's the Luke Fink and Camplin graphic we had there. Russell Veers 180 looking pretty in the sun out there.
Well, this is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. This is Taupo International Motorsport Park, and this is the first of 2 OMT one more time battles using the same R32. We've got the JDM machines out there, and we're getting ready to scrub some tyres. It's going to be hectic. It's going to be hectic.
Yeah, so would you love to be the JDM Racing pit crew about now? They've still got the Jeremy Slammett car on the other side of the tree. They're getting ready, as well as, double teaming up on this R32. McManaway in the seat at the minute, and we'll see Luke Fink very shortly as well for a one more time against Adam Camplin. So
we'll see how we go in this battle here. Brodie Maher versus James McManaway. McManaway, the 536 car. Wow. Neither of them are running the car that they want to be, are they? Let's have a look and see how they go anyway. This is an OMT battle. It's an R32 versus the 180, 183 wheeling through the first section as they start their lap.
So James McManaway runs it through the ripple strip there. Oh, big close on the gap up there. Oh, big mistake from McManaway as he comes through the bottom of the Dale ITM dipper.
Now, of course, it's up to the chase driver to obviously maintain their drift and showing why he's a champion. Coming through the finish.
So Brodie Maher, probably advantage to him after that one there. We'll shoot to the replay and have a look and dissect that one up. So Luke Fink, James McManaway, need to get on top of this one very quickly, won't I? As that's where it really gets closed up, but James McManaway straight lines,
so you can see the wheels going the wrong direction.
And then he also washes all the way out there, misses the inner clip by a good few metres, whereas Brodie Maher down on the inside of that there. So can you imagine the temperature of the engine? That turbo is just getting absolutely...
Yeah, well, of course, Daryl Turk from EFI and Turbo in the Manawatu, engine builder for that car, and he'll be thinking to himself, actually it's Chicken, that's his nickname. He'll be going, nah, my engine's fine. Oh, another push there as well.
So yeah, a couple of mistakes there from McManaway, very evident.
If you're McManaway, you go, oh, I had a shocker. I'll just take it back in the pits now for Luke Fink.
I'm not sure that James Mongrel McManaway will have that in him. And that little Skyline, the backup car, as I say, doing overtime for the JDM Racing team. So Brodie Maher to leave out James McManaway this time around. 77 versus 536. Advantage to Brodie Maher at the moment, the Australian from Tasmania.
What can Mongrel McManaway do this time? Down to Launchmaster Willie we go. Full send by Willie, as we'll see what Brody Marr can do. Listen to the rumble of high horsepower engines. They might look like road cars, but they certainly are not.
And James McManaway, one of the most aggressive drivers generally when it comes to proximity in his higher powered car, not the Skyline that he's used to. Brody Marr doing a good job up front, filling the outer zone on the way into the final corner.
Yeah, another mistake for the chase car as well. It's probably going to be enough to see our Australian visitor make his way through.
So maybe a blessing in disguise for McManaway there. That car probably can't take much more.
Well, let's have a look at the replay. We'll have a look at the mistakes. Good start by Brody Marr leading the way.
Big weight transfer from him on transition as well. And we'll look for that mistake from James McManaway in the chase. Unfortunately for the JDM Racing Team driver, Brody Marr out there filling that outer zone nicely as he comes through to the final corner.
There.
And then, yeah, he just has to reinitiate, doesn't he, James McManaway, to the final corner. So, look for a result there, James McManaway, Brody Marr. This is the right-hand side of the tree. Looking to find out who is going to be up against Case Pullenbury. We go down to Stephen McIver in the pits for the results.
Brody Marr takes the win.
Brody, congratulations. First time in the big show of Repco D1NZ across the ditch, and you get through.
Yeah, definitely stoked with that. It made it a little bit hard for myself, getting lost in the smoke. Getting a little bit greedy on that chase in the first one. Tied it up for the second one, and it was good fun.
What do you make of Taupo International Motorsport as a track for drifting?
Oh man, it's a really fun track. It's really flowy. It's definitely very similar to what we have in Australia, somewhere like Queensland Raceway or maybe SMP. But yeah, I'm really loving it out there.
All right, go prepared for the next round, bud.
No, thank you. Big shout out to Street Tire, ACL Race Bearing, and also ISD. So let's get this.
Well, let's get this, all right. Let's get this. We were going to go and try and talk to McManaway, but of course that car needs to get given to Luke Fink. What's going to be what do we do now? I'll tell you one thing we do is we try and talk the OMT to be just removed
well,
from D1NZ drifting. I think it's time we introduce the majority points decision. If two judges can't decide, but one of them can, to me, that's a majority points decision.
Yeah, well, I thought that was what was going to happen when we saw the Luke Fink versus Adam Camplin battle first time round. There was two non-decisions, but one decision. Why not just take that one decision? I have to be with you there, Steve.
Well, globally in New Zealand, in the world of drifting, only 66% of the decision matters. The other judge doesn't, because you only have to have two decisions to make a decision. If we went to a majority points for the first time in D1NZ history, we would have 100% of the judging decision made. Two people can't decide, but one can. To me, that's 50-50, 50-50, 100-100 each. If somebody can, that's 100 points the other person, 200 over 100. The math talks. So to me, that's what I've never liked about the OMT. Let's go down and see who Stephen McIver's got down in the pits.
Mate, I failed maths with all that, so I'm confused already, but well played on that one. Cody Pullenbury, not so flash. Just tell us exactly what happened.
Just having trouble weekend with the e-throttle, and yeah, gave out at the wrong time, I guess, and yeah, it cost us the battle.
Considering where you qualified, you must be, I mean, let's be blunt, gutted.
Yeah, I'm spewing. I just hate losing to mechanicals. There's twice now. Fingers got me to mechanicals in the past 2 weeks, but yeah, it is what it is. It's all good.
Okay, so now you're the ego stroker for Case to make sure that his head's right in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Case will get him for us. Let's go.
All right, mate. I'm sorry about the win, but we'll see you in the failure, but I will see you in Nelson.
Yeah, bro. Yep.
All right, take it easy, man.
And we will see you in Nelson. I can't believe how quickly I sent Cody a message saying what happened. Of course, he was still getting a line tow back to say, hey, look, it's an e-throttle issue. And he just said the same thing he just said right there. It's okay. Case is going to take this out for us. Now, you've got, we see multiple teams in drifting where, like if we looked at Formula One, you see like Max Verstappen fighting with this person or Lewis Hamilton fighting with whoever his teammate is. The biggest supporter of Case Pullenbury is Cody. The biggest supporter of Cody is Case. If they get knocked out, the only thing they want, and you can say the same, we see in the background, we've got Mimico. They're the same thing. If Dave can't win it, Adam just wants, Dave wants Adam to do it. If Adam can't, it's the opposite.
And we see that with so many teams across. I mean, you've got Sean Potros, Jordan Joyce there. Sean Potros sitting there right there. Shall we throw to some highlights of the first?
Yeah, well, we'll have a look when they can. I can see in the background we've got one car getting winched back up. Of course, yesterday had a shocker. We see the white, that white GT86 with the LS, which really isn't an LS anymore. She's got a lot of metal filings in. Kurt Blackie.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, talking about highlights, you mentioned it. Let's see them. Here is what we're looking through from the day. Repco D1NZ, Andy Donoghue leads the way up here. That was a great battle between himself and Daly.
So Steve McIver on the moves down there. Andy Donoghue took the win there.
This is Calvin Clark in the FC. Calvin Clark, he was going up against Jordan Joyce.
And
wheels off.
Calvin Clark there in an unfamiliar car to him as well.
So often we see that it's a battle of mistakes. Look at that, it's a slam dunk by Stephen McIver. As we go down, there's Brucey welcoming him back to the D1NZ in the Magan Turbo Hamilton Rocket Bunny 13. A crowd enjoying the battles out here today. This is Michael Thorley, the second half of their battle.
A little bit of a bobble there behind from Bruce Tannock, but good to see Bruce back in the car. Thorley took the win there to go through to the top 16. There's Fanger Dan in the first battle of the day for him. Jaron Olive Krona in the parts trader Lexus. And big angle there from that RTR Mustang.
That RCF Lexus. It's only making 1100 horsepower. I know it can make 1400. Hartley Engines and Motorsport building that beautiful car for the parts trader team. Fanger looking pretty happy behind the wheel of that Mustang. And big angle by the Roofing Industries FC. As we look at some of the highlights, these are the cars that were still here, half of them now gone.
So big upset there, year number one qualifier Taylor James up against Sean Potros.
I'll tell you what though, you watch the end of the season, Taylor James, he's coming through. Out of New Caledonia, Mondor is where he's from. It is Jeremy Slammett. Good driving by him. There goes the kids. It's all about family here with the D1NZ. Another battle. This is Dave Steadman, but this right now is live and we are back on track with round one of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. Shout out to all the team from branch 14, which I think is here in Taupo. Of course, I'm from Tauranga, so I've got to say branch 12, 97 is the Fuki, 73 is Fraser Cove, branch 46 is the Mount. Who have you got?
Branch 89 Rotorua, branch 10 Rotorua West.
There we go. So big shout out to all the branches. If you're a Repco person like I once was, you know.
So the one more time, Luke Fink out there, Adam Camp on the Roofing Industries, FC RX-7 2JZ powered.
We always used to single scrub. Now we're given the opportunity to dual scrub if they can. If I was Adam Camplin, I'd probably not do that around Luke, because Luke, we know, just like, I'll come knock on your door, mate. I'll come knock on your door. Big shout out to everyone tuning in from Australia, watching their man Luke Fink out there. Of course, Fox Sport and KO bringing us all the broadcast across the Tasman, and Sky Sport here in Aotearoa. It's time for our next battle of the day. This is the Repco D1NZ. It is round one, Taupo International Motorsport Park. The JDM R32 of Luke Fink sets himself into pace and makes his way around the first turn. Big sideways, how aggressive is this switch going to be? Look at Camplin on the door.
So a nice fill on the outer zone for Luke Fink there. Adam Camplin, he needs to keep the proximity, because we know Luke Fink will certainly do that second half of the run. He's washed himself wide. A big correction on the steering wheel there for Fink as he comes around and misses the inner clip in the final part, but Adam Camplin mimicking his run in the chase there.
Well, they come through to finish. Back down the straight we go. Let's have a look at the replay. Three-wheeling again.
Yeah, so that JDM Skyline doing all the work up and over the hill, and it's got to be getting hot, especially with Fink and McManaway behind the wheel of that. Look at him as he comes through there, a little bit wide on the inner clip, but fills out the outer zone. And then watch the little correction on the steering wheel there. He straightens right up, but it obviously stayed in drift the whole time. Luke Fink doing a good lead run. Adam Camplin, pretty good chase in behind as well. Glad I'm not a judge, well, far from one if anything, but I couldn't put anything between them, really. The proximity, if anything, lacked a little bit for Kaplan, and we're probably more than likely going to see a lot of that from Luke Fink.
Luke Fink. We know this man here is one of the few Australians that's ever won a round. Of course, Matty Hill did as well. Matty, if you're watching, come on back to the D1NZ. Matty Hill's part of the Team Jenkins. Come back to keeping drifting fun. We're certainly hoping that we can have him join us back again with the D1NZ. Well, it's the second half of the battle. It is Adam Kaplan's turn to lead out. This is an OMT one more time as they start plucking gears. Roofing Industries on the side of Adam Kaplan's. Again, look how much grip they're getting. The difference between now and when we started 21 years ago is massive. A big switch through to the centre section of the track.
And Luke Fink pouring on the angle in behind. He's dropped a wheel, so there's the mistake from Fink in behind. Is that going to be the deduction that might... Oh, there's the proximity we're looking for, and he closes the gap right up on Kaplan. So one wheel off for Fink there through the centre part of the section. We'll go through the replay and check that out thanks to Dale ITM.
Well, it's a solid start by both of these drivers here, but we're going to watch the rear car. Luke Fink out of Australia, out of Brisbane in Australia, and it's the right rear tyre we're looking for now. It's how much of a deduction that is worth. He wasn't there for a long time, but right here, does he gain back the points from how close he was able to throw it onto the door?
Yeah, they come across the finish the line there, big smoke, big angle. Adam Kaplan's happy with that run. A nice close one to call for the judges once again. There's Adam Kaplan in the Roofing Industries FCRX 72JZ powered. That's Skyline JDM Racing. Also, it's an RB powered one, that one. So judges on the deliberation there. Oh, there's our...
Hello, Keisuke Nagashima. Keisuke, of course, he is our round one winner in the Pro Sport Championship. Keisuke, well done to you, my friend. And of course, Dom, one of our old volunteers, welcome back. You're welcome to come back again. We'd always take you back. I think that was a no. Let's see, is there a result? Have the judges deliberated?
So still no result from the judges upstairs in the hot seats this weekend. We have Andrew Redwood, we have Joel Counter, and we have Jaris JT Wharero. Geez, some hard decisions here between Adam Kaplan. They cannot split the difference between himself and Luke Fink. So here we go, and the result goes the way of Adam Kaplan on the right there. We'll drop down to Steve McIver in the pits.
Well, you've got to say that's a hell of a scalp to take.
Holy, yeah, it's coming up against a big name like Luke Fink. Yeah, I was pretty nervous, but I just gave it everything I got, and yeah, obviously got it done, so yeah.
Looks like the one more time just played into your hand. You look pretty cool out there.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, looking forward to top 8.
Go get ready for the 8.
Looking forward to the 8, they say. Who have we got left in the 8?
So the Mimico top 8.
Well, let's see. Let's have a look at our next battle. This one here is, of course, Jeremy Slamet, Mondor, New Caledonia. He's got the 86 fronted Supra. He's going to be going up against
the Elite Performance Sean Potros.
Oh, okay, so we've got, I think we've pushed through the wrong result before, so it's not Tay James, it should be Sean Potros that he's going up against. Elite Performance on the door, new paint scheme for these two drivers this time.
So Launchmaster Willie lines them up under the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship start line there.
Of course, big shout out to everyone from Motorsport New Zealand, the governing body that gets on the back of the drifting here at Taupo and around Aotearoa. Our next, and of course we're heading to Kohatu Park. That's going to be our next battle. Round number 2. Round number 2 is on the 23rd to the 25th of February 2024, STP Kohatu Drift Park in Nelson. The first time we're going to be heading to Nelson, the top of the south, as we get ready for this battle here. It is Potros who is going to chase down the New Caledonian kid. It is Jeremy Slamet, one of 3 JDM races. What can Slamet do? He learnt in a car park. He's out on a drift track.
Big angle there from Slamet as he initiates some beautiful angles. He fills that outer zone, but Sean Potros with the proximity. Oh, big mistake from Potros there on the switch. And that's going to mark him down big time. Jeremy Slamet in the JDM Racing Supra 86 looking really good out front. He's going to tuck his nose down for the inside clip on the final part of the section. Oh, little correction there, but still kept it in drift.
So one of the things we looked at in that correction there is what you just said there. He kept it in drift, and the other thing that they drivers can do is a rolling burnout left-hand side of the track to finish from a lead position. So that's what we saw. Let's have a look up now at the replay as Jeremy comes through flying as he comes and switches through that centre section. And this is where it kind of goes wrong for, we see a dirt turbo for Sean Potros.
So yeah, Potros, he got himself all out of shape there. The proximity was really good in the first part of it for him. And then he got him, once he was all out of shape, he sort of was, sort of clutching at straws to get back up on the door of Slamet.
Slamet maintaining his drift coming through that tail end section. Again, we're going to look at the SMP re-up, the Elite Performance car, and on that switch there, I don't know what went wrong for him, but of course came through, ran a wheel, and that is going to see a deduction. Now, how big a deduction, I don't know. Also, the fact that he was able to hold his line and get back on that back door. Essentially, the back door, there is only 2 doors on a Supra.
So, dare I say, advantage to Potros after the first part of that run. Jeremy Slamet looking really good out there. The New Caledonia kid, as you call him, 700 horsepower versus 800 horsepower. Let's go to the second half of this battle.
And it will be Sean Potros and the Elite Performance Sylvia who will lead them out. And you can see Jeremy Slamet was right on. Now, is he going to lose some? Yeah, look, and that is the problem there. And that's a straight line. So essentially, that is going to be him done. A straight line is worse than a wheel off. He certainly tries to fight back, but what he did is he was the aggression at the start of the lap. The aggression is potentially what cost him. Where is he now?
Oh, right.
Please don't say he hits.
Wow, lost in the smoke there is Slamet. Sean Potros.
I think I saw in the left-hand side of our shot, we may have seen a car disappear. I think he has managed to make his way back out, and he has. At least he didn't touch the grass, and there's the car right there.
It is right there? There it is.
And kids, that's why you don't vape.
So, lots of smoke from the Velinos of Sean Potros, the Elite Performance S15 with the angle that he pours on, fills that outer zone nicely, and there's the straight line and reinitiation from Slamet in the chase, the JDM Racing Supra 86, and then there's the smoke from the Velinos there, and Slamet unfortunately getting completely lost as Potros comes around into the final corner, and the smoke machine there, Slamet just unsure where he's at, out into the dirt, and just to the left of the screen there. Yeah, there he goes, rolling off. So we'll shoot down to pit lane and see if we can get a winner. I mean, did Sean Potros straight line, or was it just a wheel off through the centre part?
Doesn't matter, he's got the win, he's going through.
Okay, you feel like you got away with one there?
Yeah, the car was a bit hooked up, I guess, in the chase there, so I was sort of lucky to keep it in the drift. But yeah, it's going good, and there's a bit of a crowd here, so it's good. All the fans on the wall and team, it's good.
Oh, you're having a good time.
Oh yeah, I'm having a good time. I can't think Elite Performance with Becky, me and Jordan another season, so Carl with Velino tyres, that's how we're fucking putting on the smoke show, I guess, so yeah.
Man, we'll see you in the next round.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, well, he is going to make his way back in, chucking a new set of Velino tyres, and he's going to get his re-up back to get...
So the first of your top 4 drivers there, Sean Potros in the Elite Performance. We go straight back to Connor Halligan and Dave Steadman on track. Connor Halligan's going to lead. Dave Steadman.
Well, Connor Halligan, he is a local man from Taupo in the Jason Overs Builders. It is a 1.5 JZ under the bonnet of that Nissan S14, and we've got the Repco 24/7 Mimico S14 of Dave Steadman. He won the round here last year. Can he go all the way this year? A slight gap being made between himself and Connor Halligan. Will he close it up? And it looks like he will.
So coming to the final corner there, Dave Steadman looks to shallow up and close that proximity up on the door of Connor Halligan. He gets right down to that clipping point, and he did a good job there. Mr. Consistent, I almost want to call him, Dave Steadman. He's just real solid out there every time you see him drive this Taupo International Motorsport Park track.
And nothing is ever a problem for Team DSR. Let's have a look and see what happened out there on the track between these two as they battled it out.
So Connor Halligan in the lead position there. He fills all of those outer zones really nicely as he makes his way down through the Dale ITM part of the track and pushes it nice for a big wide up. Huge angle there from Connor, and he kept it real minimal wheel work as well. Just missed the inner clip though at the very end and washes out wide to finish off the run.
All right, let's have another look at this one here. The judges will no doubt do the same.
Yeah, nice and wide entry as well. That's what the judges want to see, which makes them fill that outer zone just nicely. There is no outer zone there as far as judging is concerned, but this one there, look at that,
inside,
straight through the
outside, right at
box.
this point. They go through the inside again, and of course roaring back up to the, it is quite a decent rise, and you can see massive angle by Connor Halligan. Slows the car down slightly just to power himself out of the circuit. That's exactly where the judges need him to finish. Clean start, clean chase. Which way is it going to go? I tell you where it is going to go right now, the second half of the battle. That looked pretty even to me for the first half. It's going to come down to this. Are we going to see mistakes or just an incredible drive by one of these two? We're going to go down to Willie. Willie sends him through, and it's now the man who won last year. It is Dave Steadman out of Tauranga who will lead this battle. The higher qualifier always leads the first. So we'll come through here. We obviously don't want to see the car hit that inside line too much. I think he's kind of just come through, and look at the gap that's already started. Can Connor Halligan push it back?
So Connor Halligan has to run over the ripper strips to try and keep it shallow to close up that gap. Dave Steadman pumping out the smoke there. He brings it into that nice arc there. Minimal steering work also, but he actually gets down to that inside clip a lot better than Connor did on his lead run.
One of the other things that I looked at, and we'll see it in the replay, is where Dave Steadman finished his lap in proximity to the side of the track. I actually think that Connor was a little bit closer. We'll have a look and see.
So there is the big nice initiation around the outside of that box. He ran the left front over it, which is allowed, and there gaps him, you know, and Connor ends up having to shallow up his line just to try and close that gap right up there. And then Dave filling out the outer zone really nicely and pushing it wide for that arc to come down onto that inside clip there. Connor running a little wheel off as well. So a couple of little mistakes from Connor. We have to be quite nitpicky at these two, don't we, to find out if we can see an advantage, and I think that it might go to Dave Steadman.
All right, well, let's see what it is, and it is going to be 3 strikes for Dave Steadman. He goes through.
Judges are all over it this year. Quick decisions and away we go, mate. That you must like this track.
I do love this track, and yeah, I'm glad to get the bloody top 16 jitters out of the way, because that felt way better than the Napa Miko S14 is. Oh man, I'm shaking because we're gelling now. You know, it's working.
We love giddiness with excitement, right?
You got it. That's what I got.
All right, off you go.
So we're going to get across to Connor Halligan. Are we? Stephen McIver going to catch up to him. Look at that grandstand up there.
Looks like we're straight into it. So this is another Anzac battle. We love these ones here. It is Case Pullenbury going up against Brodie Marr. Brodie Marr certainly comes with a lot of credibility out of Australia, but Case Pullenbury, he is the perfect pro sport driver from 22. He won every round. He qualified the top in all bar one round last year, and watch him dance that 2JZ powered Nissan S14 around this Taupo track. The speed of this boy here, big angle, and he gets through, but look, here comes Marr trying to close the gap.
Case Pullenbury, what a drive out front in the lead. Brodie Marr doing everything he can to stick with him. Wow, huge drive off Case Pullenbury.
Let's have a look and see the replay. Case Pullenbury.
There we are, three-wheeling again. Massive angle as he fills that outer zone, comes down through the Dale ITM. First part of that bit there. So there's a wheel off there for Brodie Marr, just touching, and a little one off there as well. And Case Pullenbury, actually that's looking like a really good qualifying run there.
Well, that's what the lead driver, we want him to do. Yeah. More civil on the side of that S14. Let's have a look at the second replay.
Look at that, how much he fills it with how much angle. The style points have to be massive if we saw them in this battle part of the day.
You probably drifted against him up online. This guy here is a specialist sim racer. They used to hate him the way that he drove it until he said, well, I can turn this into real life drifting.
Look at that. The way he just hits every single clipping point on the way through. Pretty hard to fault him on the way he did that lead run. Brodie Maher has certainly got his work cut out, the Australian.
How cool is it to be at Pullenbury? Judges obviously just want to make sure what they're seeing out on track. You know what, let's go back and we will ride on board with them as they get ready for the return run.
So finding the final, we're onto the right-hand side of the tree, seeing who goes through to the top 4. We've got the left-hand side sorted. Sean Potros, Dave Steadman already through. And there's going to be Case Pullenbury, Brodie Maher.
Riding on board with Inspire You. This is our drone operator, George Moody, and he is one of the best of the best. He goes from one, he goes to the other, and we will see them start to pluck gears as they head through into the first turn. This is top 8 battles here with the Repco D1NZ. Case Pullenbury trying to close up. Look at the proximity he's got as he comes through that centre section. He's going to make his way back up into the final turn. Brodie Maher, though, he's not. Oh, look at the angle of both of these drivers. Put me on a show, Tony.
Wow, Steve, what a run. That has to be the best one we've seen so far as battles go. Case Pullenbury, we spoke about how good his lead run was. Brodie Maher came through as well and all but missed the last inner clip just. So if we take a look at the Dale ITM replay, they filled that outer zone just as good, but then look at the proximity from Pullenbury there. Manages to pull it up and runs across the ripple strip there, and Maher filling out the outer zone just as well.
And
look at
again,
that angle.
Let's just back this in. Like the curry, it's Pullenbury, and this kid is hot, but what a family of drift.
Wow, that has to be the battle of the day so far, that one there. Case Pullenbury, welcome to Pro. The younger of the two.
Well, you know, we're going to get shot for saying it's the battle of the day because somebody will say, oh, but they were off their line. You know what? It still looked amazing.
Big backies into the final corner that time. So, deliberation from the judges upstairs. Just checking out a couple of replays. We've got Brodie Maher on the right-hand side. Case Pullenbury on the left-hand side.
Case Pullenbury takes the win. So Case Pullenbury down there, look, he's going to be pretty happy. He's going to see if we can get the helmet off, if we've got a chance. So I see a slight technical difficulty for Stephen, so hopefully there it is.
Hey mate, congratulations. Just seem to be doing the business. Chase, better?
Yeah, it was a little bit, not as clean as what I would have liked. It was a little bit scrappy, but yeah, we'll learn from that one and try and move on. Yeah.
Chucked it in the end though, didn't you?
Yeah, good backy guys.
All right, you're getting close, go get him.
I love it. You're getting close, go get him. That's the words from Stephen McIver, and I tell you what, I totally agree. FC, it's the roofing industries, roof.co.nz. Adam Camplin behind the wheel of that car there, and he's going up against, well, this guy here. He's won a couple over the years. He's been around forever. He drives a V8. It's a Stutter Mustang RTR chassis. It's a Spec 5D. He's a 4-time New Zealand Drift King. It is Fanger Dan Woolhouse. Let's see how Adam Camplin takes on the champ, the 4-times champ. And let's see if Fanger Dan wants to do what he's going to do tonight. Maybe some super stock driving. That's not his style, but here is a whole lot of style out on track at the moment. The FC of Adam Camplin doing a great job leading the way.
So Fanger Dan there in behind though, mimicking that front really well as well. And Adam Camplin a little shallow, misses the outside clip like it looks like on the way through. He's going to have to tuck down to get the inner clip on the final corner there, which he does. Probably a metre off that where the judges want to see him. But Fanger Dan right there in the Mustang and chase.
Solid finish. There's his dad in the middle of the shot. Let's have a look at the replay as Adam Camplin comes through with nice angle to start. They come through and switch. You'll see the nose of the car come down, hitting that inside clip before working the next one. They've obviously run it out of zone at the same point. Coming through, bobbling up with the, well, not bubbling, just freewheeling it. It's all entertainment around here. Fanger trying to close the door. They'll come through into the final turn. Fanger Dan really trying to close up the gap and comes through to finish. That's a nice job, Tony.
Yeah, so Adam Camplin showing why he's made his way into the top 8, and it's going to be really good. Oh, so a little bit shallow if we want to pick holes in Adam's lead run. As he comes down through there, looking pretty good on the switch as well. A little correction on the front of the steering wheel there. Yeah, probably a little bit shallow on that outer, because you really need to pick holes in their runs to...
Obviously, as you mentioned, a strong run by both of them. So what we've got to do is we literally will nitpick them.
Yeah.
So it's finding stuff.
We're trying to give an advantage.
Of the Coyote V8. He's going to start smashing the gears, and we are straight into action here. Oh, what's happened with Adam Camplin? Adam Camplin has pulled out of drift. I tell you what, though, that lead driver has carried on in drift. He is backing it in. Camplin an issue, and it's going to be not enough. Faggot Danny's going to be going through for another battle this afternoon. Just has to hold on to the drift.
Jeez, and you can see how content and how just minimal steering work for Fanga Dan there. He's starting to really get this Mustang dialed in as we get to the latter stages of the battles, and he's looking really smooth out there as our current and 4-time D1NZ national champion. Look how he didn't even try initiate, actually, did Adam? So Fanga Dan there coming on through.
Well, I think it's going to be easy for the judges to make a decision right now. Adam Camplin heading back onto the pits. A lot of work for this team this weekend here. They've struggled with a few things behind under the bonnet. There goes John on the right-hand side watching his boy. Of course, Sam from CTV, the whole team. And of course, you might as well go straight down to him, Fanga Dan Wilhouse, our 4-times champion.
You can bring the mesh down, champ. You've gone through again.
Oh man, that I thought Adam Camplin was going to take me. You know, he went really well this morning, and you know, he's another star that's coming through the ranks. So yeah, we'll just keep this Ford Mustang humming. And
are you sure it's a Ford Mustang?
It is definitely a Ford Mustang, mate. You know, built Ford tough.
Just like you, champ. Go get ready for the next round.
Well, this is round number 1 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. This is Taupo International Motorsport Park. Well, what a day. More action from the D1NZ. Round number 1 after the break. Well, welcome back to Taupo International Motorsport Park. Let's have a look at how these drivers have headed the way they have. Allied Petroleum top 4, we're going to see Dave Steadman going up against Sean Potros. Case Pullenbury versus Fanga Dan Warhouse to find a spot in the final. Who is it going to be? Case Pullenbury has watched his brother battling Fanga Dan and often not getting the win. Is this time for the Pullenbury family to get their revenge? Of course, as we look at the crowd out there loving what they're seeing, enjoying the battles out here on track. Cars heading back out on track right now. And it's certainly a fantastic day of drifting here in Taupo. As we're seeing many of the cars heading back out, and this is Out in the pit area, Fangadan, a new trailer. They just got it finished there. The old one's already started heading back south. Let's have a look at the championship at the moment. Case Pullenbari sitting on 72 points. 66 for Dave Steadman, Fangadan 64, Sean Potros in 63 with Connor Halligan in 5th position. That's our top 5 currently with a Repco D1NZ. Of course, as the day goes on, we can see it changing at the back there. Adam Davies, you've got some work to do. Same with Jaron Olive-Crona. Great to see some new names as well in the championship, like Clayton Daly taking the step up into pro. Well, for me, it's all about making sure the lawns look incredible, and this guy here certainly knows what he's doing. I need a new reel mower at home.
Easy to get the lawns done pretty quickly with that mower at home, Steve.
Looking down, and there's Diggadan. John just looking relaxed, watching over his boy. Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D.
Yeah, and Fanga's team obviously got to shoot back to Rotorua pretty quickly to race Superstocks very soon.
They're not far away. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Taupo International Motorsport Park top 4 time. The first run of the top 4, and it will be the Napa Auto Parts Ryko 24/7 Mimico S14 of Dave Steadman, who leads them out. This is where the cream rises to the top, and look at the chase at the moment. Dave Steadman, he won last year. Can he do it again? A wheel off and a big switch into the final turn.
Dave Steadman throws some big angle on as he comes into the final corner, and Sean Potros is right there. Look at the proximity from Potros as they come around the final turn. Dave Steadman, Sean Potros, 2 of the best in the game and 2 at the top of their game this weekend here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. What a top 4 we have coming up, Steve, the replay. And
well, as we watch them start the replay, good angle by Dave Steadman as he gets ready to switch. He goes through and transitions in. This is where you see Sean Potros start to claim back some of that proximity.
So a wheel off through the middle there. Yeah, look at that pulse right there. So 1 wheel off for Potros, and Dave Steadman fills that outer zone really nicely, but Sean Potros on the switch was in a great position to close the door right up on Steadman and right down on that clip as well. A great lead run from Steadman. Slight mark down for Potros in the chase. Look how wide Steadman is there. He's all over those ripple strips on the way in, fills that outer zone brilliantly. And Sean
And of course, one of the things that we see is a lot of trust between the drivers. They know, okay, yes, we've got a wheel drop here. He knows he's got to make it up. And straight on the door he goes. And I tell you what, there was nothing between them at the end because they trust their abilities to not be switched back on, crossing the line or anything like that. You can get up there and you can trust your ability to go up against your competitor. We're going to go up and see the second half of the battle now. Of course, this time it's Sean Potros' turn. Launchmaster Willie, he's going to say, off you go. 719 on the door of Sean Potros' car. The number 3 seed is Dave Steadman. Steadman will go into the chase position. He better get the gas down now because it almost looked like he was going to get gapped from the start. And here comes the foot to the floor by both of the drivers.
So Potros is a nice big wide initiation there. Steadman's right there with him as well. Big angle from Potros as he comes through. Almost a wheel off was it from Steadman. It's going to be a close one to call as they come down into the latter part of the section.
Well, they come through the final turn. Oh, absolutely lost in smoke. How can he see where he's going as he comes through to finish in the chase position? These 2 runs were absolutely spectacular.
Well, that is going to be hard for the judges. They'll go back to that word deliberating. They're definitely going to have to do some of that, I'm sure, as we roll through. There's a great fill of the outside zone. Dave Steadman, look at him right there as well. More angle from Potros, maybe. Yeah,
I think it probably was.
A wheel off for Steadman, was it? And fills the outer zone there. There's Potros. Now, what happens to Steadman here? Piles on the angle to avoid touching Potros.
The bonus for Steadman is if anything did happen, none of us can see it because he was lost in a cloud of smoke and still drove out of it.
Wow. Hard to split these 2. Dave Steadman, last year's round winner here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. Sean Potros on the right, Dave Steadman on the left. Which way is it going to go?
Well, it's Tauranga on the left, it's Taramaki on the right, Dave Steadman, and it is Sean Potros. Here we go. Which way is it going to go?
Wow. I remember
One more time, one more time.
Last year not having a great time, but looks like the start of 23-24 is rocking.
Yeah, last year didn't like the tyres I was running and had Carl approach me for Valinos. So
hang on a minute. I heard Sean Potros. No. My apologies, boys. You're going one more time. My bad. My bad. Didn't hear. Wow. I've had a shocker. One more time, everybody. Sorry.
I'm going to blame me. I must have said it. So look, actually, it's not Stephen McGrath's fault. It's Steve Daniels' fault. It is always my fault around here with the D1NZ. You make a mistake, yeah. Broad shoulders and all.
Shoulders there, Steve. So, one more time. I mean, I couldn't split them from where I sit here. I've watched plenty of drifting over the years, never been a judge. I don't want to ever be a judge. I don't think I'd ever be for that.
I do. I would find a winner. But I tell you what, it's time now for a big battle. And this big battle is between two absolute superstars. You have got a rock star in the form of Case Pullenbury. You've got a superstar with Fanger Dan Woolhouse. These are the two champions from 2022. 199 is Case Pullenbury in the core civil Nissan Silvia. The other, the 4 times New Zealand Drift King. He's got Century batteries on one door, Castro on the other, and he is backed by CTB and RTR. Tri-Ace Tyres. Tri-Ace Tyres, one ace driver. It is Fanger Dan, the higher qualifier. The kid is Case Pullenbury. Go loco on the plate. Let's see how he goes. Launchmaster Willie says go, and we will release them from the line. Down into the first turn they go as they get ready to build up some pace and head into the first turn. And Case Pullenbury is plucking gears and making his way. Look at the angle by Case Pullenbury. Fanger Dan, he's going to have to try and get on the bumper. Case says, I'm out of here. If you want to come play with me, you better pick up the pace.
I've said it before, I've said it again. Case Pullenbury, oh, big backy into there. He's thrown it real deep, and Dan's gone off the track. Fanger Dan. Oh.
Okay, we have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We know that the lead car went well offline. We also know that the chase vehicle, it's a chase driver, it's his job to use the lead car as a mobile clipping point. We're going to watch a really solid chase, a really solid lead run. Fanger shallows up a little bit, gains back some proximity coming through the centre part, but it's all about what happens now, Tony.
Yeah, so Case Pullenbury was looking really strong on the lead, but he's pushing so hard here into the final turn that he over-rotates, almost hangs onto the drift, but Fanger Dan is trying to follow and mimic what Case Pullenbury, the lead driver, is doing. So because he's gone so deep and Fanger's followed him out that wide, I mean, Case stayed on the track, Fanger didn't. It's going to be, yeah.
Okay, well, look,
how they're going to see this.
I'm a huge fan of both of these drivers and always have been. So now let's look about this side of things. Okay, as they come through here, Case is still drifting and he's still on the track. Now, that should be a massive points deduction. Does Fanger get just, okay, you took him there, but I still stayed on the track. That's going to be the argument that they're going to, that one is going to use. Now we flip the switch and I'm going to go up and put my Fanger hat on. You took me too deep. I'm using you as a mobile clipping point.
It's a great analysis that, Steve. I really can't, I mean, I don't know enough about the judging side of things when it comes to that sort of call. I haven't seen that for a long time. Fanger Dan, I mean, above all else, they're putting on a great show. Case Pullenbury, Fanger Dan. Don't know which way it's going at the moment. Advantage to one of these drivers.
Well, let's go up and see if we can see a clear winner after this part. What if Case just moved into towards him, sort of swerved in towards Fanger. Fanger, that beautiful Ford, looking maybe a little bit worse for wear, a little bit of dirt on it. Fanger never has dirt on his cars. It's always immaculate. Comes through and switches. Let's get big angle too. Here comes Case.
Well, look at the proximity from Case Pullenbury here. Big angle. They've both run over the ripple strip there, which they're allowed to do. And Case Pullenbury is right there. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What a battle we have here. He's all but on the door. And Fanger Dan, actually a little deduction there at the very end on the inner clip too. Wow, what a battle.
That was the chase of the day. Case Pullenbury, how old is he? 11? He is absolutely flying out there, and watch, he's like, okay, I've seen this on FD and I've also done it on my sim 30 times a night. Yeah, they both put a wheel off, but this is where he starts to say, check me out, I'm Case Pullenbury. I am a New Zealand drift champion in the pro sport. I won everything last year, and I'm going to come and put it on your door right now. Bangor Dan, amazing lead run. Case Pullenbury, what a chase.
Wow, what a absolute battle. This is going to be an extremely close one to call. Look at that in the pits, the Pullenbury team, they are absolutely stoked. So because Bangor Dan went off the track, are we going to see that's what the result's going to be?
Let's have a look at the result. Case Pullenbury takes the win!
Well, you could use as many cliches as you want. Master against the apprentice. The apprentice has just toppled the defending champion. But I got to say, I haven't seen a chase like that in a long, long time.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Hey, I think it's probably the chase of my life. But yeah, it was mean to finally battle Fanga. I've grown up around D1. And I've always, he's always been around, And, yeah, it was finally good to.
So right from the beginning you said nerves, so then you got more nerves coming into the 4 against Fanga.
Yeah, 4-time champ. Yeah, it's not an easy feat. So,
mate, you have absolutely cranked it. Can you give me a big yeehaw? Go get ready for the final, mate. Fanga, I know you will not complain, because that was one hell of a chase by the youngster.
Oh, definitely, man. I just laid down like max angle, opened the door for him to really get up on me. When I was chasing him, I actually thought he was gone, and I was like, oh, I'm going to hit him. So I got off the throttle, and he managed to keep it on track. So that's my fault. I should have just left my foot into it instead of going off track. But hey, good on him, man. I could actually hear my exhaust bouncing off his door. So that was cool, man. Yeah.
Mate, congratulations. Still got 3rd and 4th to play for, so get back out there and have some fun.
Awesome, man. Yeah, we're going to do it.
Take it to the top, brother.
Well, welcome to the
Did you hear what he
big
said
show.
at the end?
No, I missed that. What was it?
He looked across to Case Pullenbury and he said, take it to the top, brother.
I missed that one.
And there they are. That is his crew. That is the Pullenbury crew. Jordan Joyce is in there as well. These guys are tight. First person to get over there, look in the door there. That is his dad, and that is Cody Pullenbury. I tell you what, a whānau that drifts together stays together.
Well, the one more time now on the grid, Sean Potros, Dave Steadman, who's going to go up to take the massively informed Case Pullenbury on in the top final. It is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, round number 1 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park. We're trying to find the other finalists right now.
Well, are they going to go back-to-back? Can he go back-to-back? Dave Steadman won last year. We've mentioned it many times in the broadcast today. Can he do it one more time? We're about to find out. This is the Repco 24/7 Mimico S14 of Dave Steadman out of Tauranga, and he's got Taranakis. Sean Potros keeping it elite and getting up on that back bumper as they come through the centre section of this lap.
Dave Steadman throwing out a real solid lead run, as he always does, but Sean Potros is right there, the proximity all over each other as they come through. Oh, Potros is washed out wide here on the final, so a mistake from Potros late in that run on his chase.
A mistake at the end, but also the lead car not in the position he's supposed to finish the lap from. So we come up, we'll have a look at the replay. Let's see what happened for both of these drivers.
Steadman there up on 3 wheels as we've seen all day. These cars are absolutely hooked up as they come over the top of the hill. The proximity there, look, it closes the gap up from Potros. Big angle from Steadman. He is a little bit shallow on that ripple strip, fills the outer zone nicely. Now what happens here? So Steadman locks up the front wheels inside off the ground, and yeah.
So what looked like what happened there is he's grabbed too much brake, which brought the nose down, and as he's done it, so three-wheeling, he comes through at this point here, sets the car up. Good angle, both of these drivers looking strong. He comes through at this section here, he's going to get back on the gas, runs up over there, may have been wheel off, but at this point here, he's got too much gas, gets on the throttle early, and it actually brings the nose down of the car right at this point here. Now that's right on the clip, but what he's done is he's held it there, he's got a lot of angle, and it's brought the car to the centre of the track when it should have been to the left-hand side.
Yeah, so a very shallow finish like you pointed out there, Steve. I didn't catch that on the replay properly. I was trying to see what Potros was doing in behind there. So which way the judges see that, Launchmaster Willie sends them off for the second half. Sean Potros leading out.
And of course, this is an OMT. This is a one more time battle, and this is RB versus 2J up front, Elite Performance. And Sean Potros, what can he do to go up and throw some back at Dave Steadman from the lead position? A big aggressive switch, and he comes through. Both of these cars really pushing the limits as they head down to the centre and make their way back up the rise.
Well, we're seeing some really quality runs from these guys. These battles are tight, they're close, they are exactly where they need to be, and Steadman is right there proximity-wise on Potros, throwing down a really good lead run, and Steadman as well right there. Well, try and split these two. We look at them. Potros a really good wide initiation. Steadman right there mimicking that lead car, fills the outer zone nicely. They come round to the bottom of the Dale ITM dipper there. So big rolling smoke show from the Valinos there. Steadman, look at him.
Well, what a difference the Valinos are making to the world of New Zealand, well, the world of drifting, really, aren't they?
Wow.
Popular Tyre, Popular Championship, heading back out onto the lane on the right-hand side. Sean Potros, Elite Performance Stock Street, ES14 on Valinos, and 1, 2, 3, Dave Steadman takes the win.
Well, first of all, I'm going to apologise for the having to go one more time, mate. Congratulations. Again, a bit like Case Pullenbury, epic chase.
That was epic. Sean's such a good driver. I could go one more times with him all day long, mate. That was so much fun. Oh man, that was pretty epic. This is why we do this. This is, you know, my heart's pumping. That was gangster.
Yeah, you're actually starting to worry me. Do you need oxygen or anything like that?
Yep, please.
What's changed over the period of, you know, an hour?
Just the adrenaline, you know, getting, like I say, gelling with the car. Everything's coming together. Did make a mistake on that first run coming into the hairpin against Sean, but managed to clean that up. And yeah, just really enjoying myself.
You realise it's old dog against the new pup now, right?
Who's that?
Oh, some kid called Case Pullenbury.
Oh yes, look out, those boys have been on for the last, you know, couple of seasons, to be completely honest, and today's no different, so this is going to be sick.
Go get him. I'll see if I can get Sean. Come on, Tony. Tony's my cameraman, by the way. I'll just quickly wander along and get Sean because he's talking to Jordan Joyce. Case's car's getting ready to go. Fans looking down on pit lane, all pumped and ready to go. And Sean's getting mate, okay, you battle out for third and fourth, so she's going to be good points regardless.
Yeah, and it's Finger, so he's always a good battler as well, so we're here to put on a show, and yeah, finding the grip of the tyres, like the drive of them, I guess, and just making my driving style suit a little more and more every run, so yeah, it's good fun.
You look like you've had a good off-season to get yourself in the zone for D1.
No, I sort of left it last minute, really, and it's been a big rush. I can't think Sam Smith at Smith Industries, so like doing all the work the last couple of weeks. Steve Soul at Blast and Paint, painting the rear quarters, and then at Summer Bash had a bit of a preen, so he fixed it all up, and then the Connor at Attraction getting it signed, and Brad FP Design making the design for me and Brad, so for me and Jordan, sorry, to making our cars look good for the season. So yeah, hopefully we just keep going.
All right, mate. All right, we're going to take a wee break now because we're going to get ready for the smoke show for 3 and 4. And who wins the opening round of Repco D1NZ and Taupo? Don't go anywhere. You're about to find out.
Well, Tony, they are heading to the final, and haven't we not seen an incredible afternoon of drifting here in Taupo?
Well, I mean, it's been a stunner of a day, and the weather's certainly been put on by Taupo, and the drifting has certainly matched up to that, if not better than the weather out there. Our final has been set. It is last year's round winner Dave Steadman in the Mimico Napa Auto Parts RB powered machine up against your current Pro Sport National Drifting Champion from last year, Case Pullenbury.
How good.
The simulator.
How good.
And that's how they got there, the Link ECU top 16.
Well, let's have a look at Dave Steedman. His route there was to win against Jordan Joyce before taking on Connor Halligan with a victory. After that, he went to a battle between himself and Sean Potros, which went OMT and made his way to the final. Case Pullenbury, how did he get there?
So Case Pullenbury had Michael Thorley up in the top 16. He went through, had Brody Ma from Tasmania. They had a good battle between them, went through to the 4-time and current D1NZ National Drifting Champion Daniel Woolhouse. Fanga Dan, he had a lot on his sort of to get through that, and Case Pullenbury took the win, and we see him straight on the podium. I mean, he's no stranger to the podium whatsoever, is he?
At all.
Case Pullenbury, welcome to the big show, welcome to Pro. You are standing on that podium no matter what happens, but Dave Steedman, you've got your work cut out for you. Case Pullenbury is here, and he's here big time for the Pro.
Well, a great crew here in the shadows of that beautiful Maunga as we get ready for our battle for 3rd and 4th, moving into the battle for 1st and 2nd position. The crowd has remained here at Taupo, and they've been put up to one hell of a show.
And yeah, you bring up that mountain, Mount Tauhara, looking beautiful. What a backdrop for Taupo International Motorsport Park. The stand is full. Look at you all over there. Give us a wave, motorsport.tv and KO out to the world.
And of course, Fox Sport is 23-degree high, a 12-degree low, and there's definitely no low at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back shortly. Well, welcome back to Taupo International Motorsport Park. This is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. It is round 1 this weekend. We have seen the best of New Zealand, Tony. They are doing their thing out on track.
Yeah, so our battle for 3rd and 4th, Fanga Dan Woolhouse and the Century Batteries Castrol RTR Mustang making his way around to the start line. Following him not far behind will be Sean Potros in the Elite Performance 2JZ powered S15 from Taranaki. So it's Whangarei versus Taranaki for 3rd and 4th. And look at the heat wave still coming through that high, probably certainly right out there at the minute, 23 degrees.
And of course, don't forget, this is the first of 5 rounds for the D1NZ. Taupo International Motorsport Park putting on one hell of a smoke show this weekend before we move to the STP Kohatu Drift Park in Nelson on the 23rd to the 25th of February. From there we move to Hampton Downs in the mighty Waikato, the 15th and the 16th of March, and then it will be a trip down for us to the Manfield Circuit, Chris Amon, in Fielding on the 12th to the 14th of April. From there, we're off to Mercury Bay Park Stadium in Tauranga, the home of the Grand Final, the 10th and the 11th of May 2024, a place that we will crown a champion. And which way to do it? The best way to do it is now. He is getting ready to scrub. He is a 4-time New Zealand Drift King. He drives a Ford Mustang RTR. Let's have a look and see again how they got there. So working back from Dave Steedman. Dave took on Jordan Joyce and got the win. He went through Connor Halligan, again a victory. An OMT versus Sean Potros again with the win before making the finals.
Case Pullenbury, your current Pro Sport champion. Welcome to Pro, Case. You are in the final. You're going to be on the podium. He took out Michael Thorley in the top 16 thanks to Link ECU. The Mimico top 8. He went through against the Australian Brody Ma, and in the Allied Petroleum top 4 took out your current and 4-time champion Fanga Dan Woolhouse. It is the final to come very shortly after, but first we have Sean Potros and Fanga Dan Woolhouse on the line ready to scrub up. Wow, what a day of drifting we have had.
What a day of drifting here in Taupo. Taupo, it's the place of motorsport, and of course, on the 19th to the 21st of January 2024, Taupo International Motorsport Park will host the international historic Grand Prix. We will see the best of the best out there, the Formula 5000s, and it'll be the second round of the CT Frock Championship, the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Championship. But now it is time to bring on our battle for third and fourth. Driving the Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5D with a Coyote V8, Century batteries, Castrol, RTR and CTB, the 4 times New Zealand Drift King. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Fanger Dan Woolhouse.
So while it might not be for the top spot on the podium today at round 1 here at Taupo International Motorsport Park, the bigger picture is the 5-round championship that both these guys are trying to get their points. So we'll take a quick look at those championship points.
We'll certainly do so. Case Pullenberry still sits at the top, 92 points from Dave Stedman on 86. Fanger Dan Woolhouse with 64, 63 to Sean Potros. Whichever one wins this one here is going to go into third spot. Connor Halligan on 56 and Jeremy Slammett rounds out the top 6. We're ready for our battle for third and fourth position. This is Taranaki versus Whangarei. This is Sean Potros in the Elite Performance 2JZ powered Nissan S15 versus the champion of champions, the 4-time man, Fanger Dan Woolhouse. Fanger this time will lead them out for the first time as he gets ready to throw that big Mustang into action. Sean Potros, though, we know he's going to fight it back.
Yeah, big sort of almost a straight line. He held the drift just, so a big mistake from Sean Potros in the chase there. Fanger Dan just doing what Fanger Dan does out front.
Oh,
big
look at the angle.
Stacks it on into the final corner with
the contact too. And look at the difference. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sean Potros. Sean Potros keeping it elite in the Elite Performance 2J. We are definitely going to go and check that one out. Fanger's going to be just scratched up my door. Won't be the first time. Certainly not the first time here with Fanger and a door scratch in Taupo.
So nice wide initiation from Fanger Dan. That's where they want him to be, the judges that is. And big angle poured on, which caught Sean Potros out a little bit. He had to sort of, I didn't quite see from the overhead shot if he reinitiated, but filling out the outer zone really nicely. Fanger Dan, big angle dialed in there, which gave Sean a chance to close that proximity right up. And on the door is what he was as they crossed the finish line. Jeez,
well, I just love the amount of angle that both of these drivers held. I think because of the contact, Fanger's probably going to have that car checked as well, isn't he? Because he comes through, just backs it in.
Look at that, he's just carrying so much speed. He's got to scrub that speed off. Look at the lock on the front of the RTR Mustang.
How much lock? All the lock.
And then he actually gets down to the inner clip as well. So Sean Potros, he's always right there. He's not scared to stick it on the door of someone else.
See what's happening. There it is. What's happening in the pits. And is that an intercooler pipe that's come off? So he's got 2 minutes to get it on. They'll go through and that's it.
So under the new rules, it's not a 5 minutes, only 2 minutes. The car cannot go up on jacks. Brandon Clark down there doing an amazing job. Gives a little shake of that mullet. Look at it in the wind.
That is the dirtiest mullet in all of drifting, and I love it. All right, Nick's got his watch on. Look at the Louis Vuitton. I guess now definitely my favourite motor in all of D1NZ.
Jordan Joyce there in the window. Jordan going out in the top 16 earlier in the day.
And for $37,000, you can buy yourself two Louis Vuitton Rocket Cover for
So the Elite Performance. Sylvia makes its way back out on track. Fanger Dan, he's still sitting out there waiting.
Just love the power of those Valinos. They just... Carl Thompson, he'll be nodding his head going, yeah, they're pretty good, Steve, they're pretty good, watching his drivers out there. Of course, a new livery. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. So Ford Mustang versus Nissan Silvia, V8 versus 2JZ RTR versus Nissan Silvia S15. And over there is our final coming up shortly. Fanger just waiting for that car to make its way. He's been told, look, go fast. And that is something you never have to tell a drifter. They're never going to question that. The hardest thing is actually keeping grip.
So yeah, you mentioned grip amazingly. That's what they want the most of when they're going sideways as well. And another quick thing about the rule change, another rule change is the tyre pressure rule is gone.
Yeah, no tyre pressure.
So you can run whatever pressure you want.
Well, let's see what happens in the return of the battle for 3rd and 4th position. Sean Potros, what can he do? He's going to lead this time here. They're going to make their way down the straight into this turn here. The battle for 3rd and 4th, the second run. This is the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Taupo International Motorsport Park, and Sean Potros leads the way.
So nice fast initiation from Potros there. He's put a bit of a gap on Fangadan as they come down through the centre part of the section there. Fills the outer zone out really nicely into the final corner. And nice and wide. So a bit of a gap between Fangadan and Sean Potros. Sean with a really good lead run this time. And Fangadan almost over-rotates and switchbacks over the line. So
well, let's have a look at the replay. Tell me more, tell me more. Okay, elite performance on the side of Sean Potros' car. It's a good start. Just gets a slight gap, but Fangadan, it's like he knows his place, that he needs to gain back some proximity. Gets lost a bit in the smoke and tries to close it up.
So yeah, a real solid run out front for Potros. Yeah, a little over-rotate. I don't think it was it before or after the finish line. Look at that nice wide initiation, just what the judges want to see to fill that outer zone really nicely. Potros, yeah, he's certainly a fan of leading out. Look at the smoke pouring off those Velinos and the grip that it gets as he throws it into the final turn and down. Yeah, Fangadan, he actually looks like he got lost in the smoke a little bit in the final corner.
Well, he's not used to that with Taylor James getting lost in the smoke.
So Sean Potros to the right, Fangadan to the left. Do we have a decision from the judges?
There we go. And it's going to go to... Well, we're missing one, but I'm assuming that must be... Sean Potros takes 3rd position.
You must have wondered with the old intercooler coming in as tightened up, you went, oh, not again.
Yeah, I wasn't very that confident, so I'd done a bit of a power skid up there and had a bit of confidence then, but no, it's finally good to get one on the finger over probably like 5 to him, so yeah. Even though it's not the top step, I'm still happy to be on the podium. I wouldn't be there without all my sponsors, my crew, Jordan's crew, so they're the big drift family, everyone here. It's been a good weekend so far.
Mate, you look and sound like you're in good nick and just ready to bring it all season.
Oh yeah, and we get a bit of a break over the New Year's and then go to Nelson to a new custom track, so it's going to be fun. So yeah, can't wait.
Congratulations, P3 on the opening round, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Over to Fangadan, mate. Good chase again on you, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, you know, like, but if you want a good battle, you got to lay down a good lead, you know, so those last 2 lead runs, I don't think you can drive any better than that, man. So yeah, really opening the door, and you know, Andrew really emphasised and wanted the lead car just to really open that door for the chase cars. So all the battles should have been good chases, you know. So, but hey, yeah, I didn't think we were going to be here this weekend, you know, with the problems that we had, and the boys pushed through, and thanks to them, we managed to, you know, at least get some good points in the bag and move on. So that's me out of this seat and go across to Rotorua to the Super Stocks, and absolute awesome night there tonight. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Long season, mate. Congratulations on P4. We'll see you in Nelson.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you. Cheers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. As the crowd builds, the crowd is sitting back watching some of the best drifting you're going to see in Aotearoa. These are our 2 finalists, and they are ready to rock with at the hands of Launch Master Willie. The Pukana of Willie as we see them line up, this young man can do nothing wrong and he can do everything right. He's got Core Civil Construction on the side of the he is a 2022 champion. His opponent, he drives the Napa Auto Parts Repco 24/7 Mimico RB powered Nissan S14. This is it. This is the time. Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, Taupo International Motorsport Park. Ladies and gentlemen, it's final time.
Case Pullenbury leads them into the final time through the section. The last lead for Cody anyway. Big massive angle as he comes through. Sorry, it's Case Pullenbury that is. Gets right down in on the inside and fills out that outer section nicely. Throws into the final corner. Big angle. It's going to hook up as he tucks his nose down into the final inside clip and washes wide. What a lead run. Dave Steadman right there for the whole pass. What a run, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship.
Well,
wow.
Tony G, this is the final. They are the best. They made their way through. Of course, one of them, the one in the second position, he won this round last year, but the man up front, he won everything that there was to win last year in the pro sport. He is a Case Pullenbury. He's part of the Pullenbury whānau, and I tell you what, he is the real deal as he makes his way further out, and you'll see a nice finish. Dave Steadman, he is going to get on the back bumper. Let's have a look again at this amazing battle between an S15 and S14 and two incredible drivers.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dan was talking about opening up the door. Look at the angle that Case Pullenbury puts on and opens the door for Dave Steadman. Not quite there. I'm looking really forward to seeing Case. He's such an aggressive driver. He's got all the qualifications that he needs to be in the final of a D1NZ Pro, and look at him just stepping right up. He said to us last year, look, I'm winning everything that's to win in pro sport.
Every bit of lock he could use, he did. And why? Because he could. Because he could. And this Case Pullenbury, my gosh, this guy's incredible.
Like a little bit of a signal sent out there that he spent a lot of time on a simulator. So if you're young out there, you're on a simulator and you're drifting as good as this guy is in real life, this is how he started. This is how he got in this seat and how good he is. And then he's put it into real life, and look, this is where he's got him.
Well, the judges said, I remember at Mount Smart a couple of seasons ago, they said he's got to stop driving like he's in a simulator. I went down and he said, what did the judges say? I said, nothing. They said, keep doing it. And he's done exactly that. Well, we've talked enough about Case. Can this man here go back to back? He won it last year. He wants to do it again. He's got an RB32 under the bonnet of that Nissan S14 Napa Auto Parts, Repco and Mimico. Look at the arc of Dave Steadman. A big switch as he comes through into the centre section. Oh, here comes Case. Case is closing the door.
So Steadman, he shut the door on a little bit coming through there, but a great lead run from Steadman as well. Throws it nice and deep. They're going to come down to the centre of contact from Pullenbury as they go across the line as well. How are they going to split this one?
There is, he's got a lot of supporters, a lot of fans, and a lot of love down in the pits. Case Pullenbury, look at this team there. The elite team are down there as well. Let's have a look at what happened there, Tony.
Yeah, so Steadman runs it nice and wide, fills that outer zone really well. So once again, open the door, good angle. This is where Case Pullenbury closes the proximity right up there. Steadman shuts the door and puts a wheel off. So there's a little deduction there for Steadman and fills the outer zone nicely though. Now what happens on this one here as well, needs to get down and tuck right in. And that's the point that Case has given contact to Dave Steadman on the door. Now is that because he had to slow right up?
Well, let's have another look at it right here. So we're not... This part here doesn't matter. They're both just, you know, motorsport ballerinas out there essentially, but we come down, Tony, to this part here. That's the wheel off of Steadman. We're going to see a deduction. Now we come back up at this point here, and it's hard on the gas. Now this is the point I want to know. He's 1.5 meters off his clip, and he's coming down. Did he create an unchaseable lead at that point of the track? Look at the crowd. They're loving it again. We're coming down, and it sounds like we might have a winner. It's going to come down to Andrew Redwood, Joel Counter, and it's going to be, well, we've seen it. It's Case Pullenbury who takes the win.
Man, I want to hear a yee-haw, for goodness sake. Yeah. There we go, I'm happy. Congratulations, first Repco D1NZ, and you've just smoked everybody. How does that feel?
I don't know about that. She was a big mission, but if it wasn't for all my sponsors coming on board this season and making the season possible, I wouldn't be here. So I want to thank Core Civil, JT Performance. I want to thank Haltech, Paving and Concrete Solutions, Digger Bits, MTF Finance, Justin, you're the pro. man. So, one C Banks, everyone else that I may have forgotten, yeah, thank you guys.
Talk to me about the idea of stepping up from pro sport and then going, okay, I'm going to go play with the big boys and girls now. I mean, how big a decision was that, or was it just, nah, I'm ready?
I think we thought about taking a year, but we thought, why not just, if we can, just try. And yeah, we've always dreamed of doing a team thing, so it was good to be able to do it with my brother and the whole family. Yeah.
Is your head buzzing right now?
Yeah, I don't even know what to say properly. Yeah.
Mate, you've killed it. If you remember the driver's briefing this morning, you've killed it. Sponsors will be happy. Go see your team and get ready for the podium. We'll talk to Dave Steadman. Mate, I've got to say, 2 great runs.
Oh, hats off to Case, mate. That was epic. I just watched a little bit. He gave me what I deserved, so good on him. But no, that was so much fun. Yeah, I've had a great day. Thank you so much to my sponsors, Napa, Mimico, I won't mix my words up this time, NMT Shipping, Vehicle Service Centre, that's my company. Yeah, all of our sponsors, amazing. That's how we're here. Not first today, but I'll take second.
Knowing there is some new blood in Repco D1, don't run away from me, mate. I've got aftershave on. Knowing there's new blood in Repco D1NZ, how much does that make you want to strive harder?
I love it, honestly. These boys, these Pullenbury boys have just, like I say, they've been on, and it shows. They've just won it, and yeah, new blood, like you say, coming through. I'm all for it. Bring it on.
All right, let's get ready for the podium presentation. It's time for the podium presentation of the opening round of Repco D1NZ. Paul Fallon, Keith Lewis, Lance Hasty, members of D1NZ will hand out the trophies today. In 4th place in the Castrol Century Batteries Mustang was Fangadan. And in 3rd place, driving the Elite Performance S15, please give it up for Sean Potros. In 2nd position in the opening round of Repco D1NZ, driving the Napa Auto Parts Mimico Repco S14, give it up for Dave Steedman. And your opening round winner of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship, and his first time in the big time driving the Core Civil Construction S14, please give it up for Case Pullenbury. That is your podium for the opening round here at the Taupo International Motorsport Park for Repco D1NZ. There is your podium, and boys, the champagne is ready to spray. All right, boys, just a little reminder, you probably won't want to drink that because you might want to go do some skids. Celebrity skids. Now we do have the Kenny. Where is the? There's the winner's flag for Case Pullenbury to take that out with him as well. So, boys, you might as well go and do a few skids and have some fun. Go on, don't look at me. Go get in your cars and. All right, we'll take a look at the championship points while they get ready, and I'll hand this back to Steve the Marty and Tony G.
Thank you very much, Steve McIver. Tony G, what a day we've seen. Let's have a look at where the championship sits. Well, out of Australia, well, that was qualifying, that's okay. That was some pretty good qualifying scores anyway. We've certainly seen an absolute, let's go to the bottom. In 10th position, 42 points is Cody Pullenbury. In 9th place is Taylor James with 46. Adam Camplin sitting on 8th position with 52. He's sharing that with Brody Brody Marr. Jeremy Slammett out of New Caledonia in 54. Let's have a look at the top 5.
Connor Halligan, your local boy from Taupo, sitting on 56 points. Sean Potros there, 63 points. Fangadan Woolhouse is in 3rd on 64 points. Dave Steadman, last year's round 1 winner, 86 points. And ladies and gentlemen, your last year's Pro Sport champion sits on top of the D1NZ Repco National Drifting Championship standings. It is Case Pullenbury.
Well, let's have a look at the best of the rest with Luke Fink sitting in 11th place. We've got James McManaway, his teammate, in 12th. From there we go down to Sam West in 13th, Jordan Joyce in 14th from Michael Thorley.
Andrew Donoghue from Rotorua, 16th place and 35 points. Also, we go down to Clayton Daly on 20 points. Bruce Tannock, welcome back to D1, mate. 20 points for you, sitting in 18th spot. Adam Davies in 19th. Jaron Olive Krona sitting down there in 20th spot with just 19 points.
Well, it's been a fantastic day here at Taupo International Motorsport Park, round 1 of the Repco D1NZ National Drifting Championship. There's only one last thing to do now, and it's about to happen. You can see they're starting to bolt on some tyres, get themselves ready. Dave Steadman's ready. He's down with Paul Fallon from the Super Sprint Motorsport New Zealand Championship. Of course, that championship is coming through for their second round here at Taupo in January. Cody Pullenburry looks out to make sure his little bro's okay. They're putting on the tyres. Some people put stickers on the wheels. That's okay. The PBs just spray paint them blue. JT Performance on the side, Core Civil Constructions. They're sponsored by Howtech.
Well, I'm expecting, I just saw some stickers on the tyres, speaking of, on Case Pullenburry's car. Now, what's better than victory skids on worn drift tyres is brand new tyres bolted onto the back of Case Pullenburry's car. This is going to be one epic skid.
It's going to be one epic skid, all right. The checkered flag is in the hands of an absolute legend of New Zealand drifting. Kenny Ruddle from Oversteer TV gets ready to pass it on to our freshly appointed round winner. He gets the safety devices on. That's a Simpson Hybrid, which is, of course, what protects our drivers out there. Somewhere Hans device, that one there has always been my personal favourite.
Yeah, very comfortable. The Simpson Hybrids, one of my personal choices from when I race Speedway.
Well, we obviously, with only a handful of minutes left, it's time to send them out